Are we getting a Peroty today?
No, he's on holiday.
Is he now?
Yeah.
Well, daggone it. Hold on.
It's just the two of us.
No, it's not. Shut up.
Just the two
No.
of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Me and you.
Isn't it you and I? Because that's how it rhymes.
Yeah, but if I sing that, don't we get copyright striked?
Yes, princess.
We're shorter Titan. Again, I didn't know he was going to be gone today.
Or we have a short Titan. One or the other.
What?
I didn't know he was going to be gone today. I was just informed we're not getting a Titan today.
Did your Titan come back?
He will. He just,
No, explain to Micah that I'm here, but the other one's gone.
It's the oh, I'm sorry, I see what you're saying. No, the Brit is back. It's the white guy that's gone. Yeah.
The whitest of white guy.
Correct. Yes, we've swapped Titans, but we are still short a Titan. The other Titan has gone shopping to restock on crayons. Yes, his food supply has run short, and he's stocking up for the next hurricane. Correct. All right, man. We'll be here waiting for you, buddy, pal, friend.
Avast ye, and welcome to Two Titans and Under, a Destiny 2 podcast. Dedicating bringing you all the latest information, news, and opinions. This is the best show for new and veteran pirates alike, where we share tips, tricks, and tools to help you succeed and enjoy hornswoggling your booty even more. So with all that said, let me introduce you to me ragtag crew. The scurvy sea dog, Peroty, the son of a biscuit eater, no one respawns in real life, and me, your captain, for this treacherous voyage, Nitedemon. Arrgh.
So we don't have a TWAB per se this week. We have a special TWAB.
We do have a special TWAB.
It is a TWAB. Yes. Stadia players activate cross-save before January 18th. Learn more here. Ooh, hey, they put a ribbon there. Look at that. They really want Stadia players to not lose their accounts,
Why would you want to lose those 10 players? You want to keep them.
But the idea is you would think if you were on Stadia and you cared that much about it, you would have done so already, or something. I don't know, man, but it's please save your character, begging. It's almost.
I am going to miss Stadia. Stadia sometimes does help me out completely. Back in the day,
play at work, right?
Yeah. So back in the day where people would say, "Oh," they'd phone up their friend and say, "Look, can you jump on my account and go to Xur and go and do this?"
Sure.
It's a bit like that with Stadia. Stadia's there as a backup for me anyway. So if I want to go and look at, say, the Nightfall list so that I can go through and tell people what the modifiers are for this week in Destiny, I can I can log on to Stadia quicker while I'm at work and type it all up and and just come off it. It's just on a web page. But I'm sad it's going. It's so useful. And if when I did play on it, when somebody's got the Xbox in the front room, and I don't want to go and sit on the old Xbox and play, Crucible, but I could play on the Stadia and it'd still be just as good.
I didn't know about any of that. I've never used it, so it sounds I don't know if efficient is the word. It sounds good to use. Sounds.
So it's not going to be just the two of us. So you've ruined my song.
I'm glad. Question mark.
Yeah. See, look, we're both in the same room at the same time now.
It works. This time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you haven't both talked at the same time yet, so you could still just be going back and forth.
No, Micah, please slap him when you see him.
But yes, so did you guys know that there was an event this week in Destiny?
You're doing it again, aren't you?
Yeah. Wasn't it the turn it off and play something else event?
No.
That's what I thought it was too. But apparently there was an event where you had to collect some kind of a coin and then deposit it to upgrade the Elixir quarter for our fallen friends, our fallen comrades, our Elixir comrades. There we go. Sorry.
Yeah.
Didn't know it was a thing. And then yesterday while driving home, there was a whole YouTube feed about, hey, here's how you can cheat it. Bungie says if you cheat, you get banned, I think they said, or suspended.
I don't think you're going to get banned or suspended.
You don't even
I don't
get
think so either.
actual
but
real
they said that.
rewards from this thing, so whatever.
Yeah.
Correct. And this morning, I was watching the Astrocross video on the upgrades that the Elixir got. And he was doing the price ratio to the upgrades that have happened. So, first of all, somebody stripped all the alcohol from the bar. It had alcohol. Now it doesn't. Somebody built a
It's on tap
staircase.
now, that's all.
Somebody added a light bulb. And somebody added a couple of weeds in the garden. All that amounted to about, what was it, 400 million coins that were deposited? That's the upgrades.
So basically, there's an Alinsky out there that's actually cheating you guys for fools and taking that money and spending it on an entirely different planet.
There are theories that Spider is pocketing most of it.
Yeah.
There is theory.
Yeah.
But before we get too far down the rabbit hole, let's introduce ourselves, because I told you last week that you keep forgetting to do this.
Do what?
Introduce yourselves.
No, I didn't. I'm Respawn.
And I'm Nitedemon, and our guest is Micah. There you go.
Micah, stage 2, whatever you want to call me. It matters not.
We know you as Micah, that's it.
Yeah.
You are Micah.
So, yeah, that is us. There's still the 2 Titans to 1 Hunter ratio. Yes, there was an event, as we discussed. I would like to build more onto that, because that was...
There is no event.
Not anymore. I think it's already over. It was supposed to last 2 weeks. It lasted 25 hours.
It's not over. You can still go and participate in the event, collect the coins, donate them, and get rewards for doing it. Like we said last week, like up to an Ascendant Shard if you need one, which is quite handy. And a Ghost Shell.
I'm telling you, I collected coins, and I was just collecting them. And when I deposited them into, the little place where you keep your keys, I said, I don't have time to go, turn them in for charity. I said, they listen, come get them. They want them.
You invited them to rob you?
I mean, I just determined after I got the 2 red border weapons that I wanted from them, I had no reason to ever return to their headquarters, ever. So
that was the weirdest thing this week. Is literally every game mode that I played, I got a red border to drop, and it was like I'd already got I kind of got 4 out of 5 for the last couple of weeks, and I was only missing 1 for each one, and I just needed to focus 1 to unlock 1, which I did, which was quite easy to start off with at the beginning of the week. But then every activity after that gave me a red bordered weapon of the weapon that I was missing to finish off the season of Plunder, which was really nice. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, that's nice.
But just playing the event this week, I was just doing the stuff and doing my challenges, doing my triumphs and that. And I was getting the coins and donating them as I went. And then I saw Mr. Cheese Forever put out his video of how to cheese the event. There's a glitch with the pirate map from Expedition that you can kind of turn one map off and one map on. So I followed the instructions. I was sitting there watching it going, oh, okay, I'm going to do this because I really want to get the Ghost Shell and I don't want to miss out. So just in case I can't get back on before they turn off the event, I'll have a go at doing that.
Oh, are you admitting to cheating on air?
No, turns out that I can't do it because my rumored treasure map I must have used on an expedition, and they must be only 1 week.
Oh no!
One use per week. Maybe I haven't swapped over to a different character, but on my Titan it was blacked out, and I was like, well, how do I get that to then swap it out for the other map that Cheese was telling me about? I'm now sad. I'm just going to go and have to go and get some coins.
What you're telling us is that you're not a homicidal maniac because you actually suck at murder.
I didn't hear that. What? What did I missed a big part of this conversation.
No, because he said he's not a cheater because he sucked at cheating. So
Oh
basically.
yeah. Okay.
No, believe me, if there's a cheese out there or a glitch or something, and I'm not going to get banned for it, I'll do it. I don't care.
So not to be called a liar, the alcohol is back in the bar. So there's that.
Well, there you go. Stop
The
telling
weeds have
people
grown
fakes.
into actual crops.
Yeah.
There you go. So we have actual crops now.
Did you see the Astacross video where he walked around and he was very angry? Because
Yeah.
he walked
That's
around and he
what I was talking about a
predicted.
minute ago. Yeah.
Okay, he walked around and he was predicting what was going to happen in the Elixir Quarter, apart from the door that didn't open. Everything else he kind of predicted, and then he raged out at the end of the video. I found it so funny. I was like, just don't care about the event. Just do it. Get the
Oh, we
stuff.
have a chapel. We have an Elixir chapel now. Look at that. They're worshiping a spider tank.
Now, would you call cheating getting your eldest daughter to play one more game of Iron Banner so that you could get the
I would call that
shader?
a violation of terms of service.
Well, no, if I just handed her the controller. So she didn't sign in anywhere else, and it was me up until that point, and I just needed one more game before the reset to get the shader, but I had to go and pick up my other children. So I said to her, can you play this game? Just play this one game and then go to the tower, see this guy with the big flaming thing behind him, and go and buy the shader. And she did, which was really handy because I nearly missed out on that shader. I really wanted it. Once I knew it was there on that second track of Lord Saladin, I was like, I got the emblem.
Now that you've explained it that way, yeah, it's still a violation of terms of service. Yeah.
Come at me, Bungie.
No, it's not because of these reasons, but it still is.
Yeah.
Sorry, I already just established that he's a cheater, so it doesn't matter to me. Everything else is irrelevant.
No, that's a fair point. That's very fair. But no, he didn't cheat because he couldn't. Remember, he tried to, but failed.
Look, Micah, if there's a chance that I'm busy and I need children to play that game mode so that I can get the reward,
I mean, why else would
try
you
and
have
farm
12
it out.
of them?
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
5.
13. Let's meet in the middle.
And the best way to kind of get them started is to give them a controller when they first, when they're born, basically. Give them a controller and let them play with it so that by the time they're 5, you can hand them the controller and they can do what you need them to do. Good training for them.
Yes, don't give them any actual life skills, right? Don't teach them how to do woodworking or electronics or anything like that. Here's a controller.
I mean, yeah. How else would they not become indentured slaves?
Oh, indentured servants. It's not slaves anymore. They're indentured servants.
Whatever makes them feel better about it.
One of you two mentioned that once you got the 2 red border weapons from the event, you stopped caring. Well, I'm looking at the depository chest, and I don't see red border weapon.
No, but maybe you just got random red bordered weapons to drop.
Oh, okay.
Like I did. Like I said, I was just playing and getting the red bordered weapons to drop that I needed to finish off for the season.
Yeah, he's saying that there's just an increased drop rate, potentially, maybe.
No, I
That
wonder if that
Bungie was
works
being nice to him.
for the pony area, for the Star Horse.
Mm.
The only craftable weapons I've gotten from them so far are both swords. I can't get any other craftable weapons to drop from the Star Horse, from Xur.
But you do have a higher chance to get the red bordered weapons if you go and do the master version of Dares of Eternity.
I need a team for that, though. And normally when I get a team together, we all want...
all you gotta do is
4 players and go
I'm not going to solo that whole thing. That takes way too long to get the chance for one weapon to drop. If I'm going to do it, I want to be efficient with it.
It's super easy just to get a LFG group, super easy.
Yeah.
They're all over there. Because all I wanted was the shotgun, and I got me a great freaking shotgun, and I was like, okay, I'm good. Didn't get the red border because that's takes forever, but hey, I got what I wanted.
Oh, and while we're here, I just want to tell people, we were talking last week about an alternative to the D2 Gunsmith, because the guy a couple of weeks back had a complete rage out of Bungie because he got banned and then unbanned, and he was like, that's it, I'm quitting, and I'm not going to do anything more with D2 Gunsmith. Astacross, was trying to assemble a team to go and make another version of it. And then Peroty came up with another one, and I think it was the Armory that we've got in our show notes. But I went onto D2 Gunsmith this week, and I was just it was on the main page, and he's put a little blurb at the top, and he's put, "You might have heard D2 Gunsmith is shutting down." Not true, but I originally worded that poorly. Done working on the site since the game's in a weak state with no sign of getting better, but it's staying alive. The site automatically updates for weapons and perks and things like that, so it doesn't need him focusing on it 100%, but it's still going to be there and it's still going to work. So I think he just wanted to kind of reiterate that to people, that the D2 Gunsmith is still going to be there as a working site. So I just thought I'd kind of let people know in case you've already turned away from it. So.
Nice. But that means it's currently working, but he's not going to update it for any new APIs for the upcoming season. So it's good.
No, he said it automatically updates, and unless Bungie change something with the way they do their APIs, it will still function exactly the same way as it does now.
Well,
I think he's kind of set it all up to kind of just do whatever.
My apologies. I said it dumb.
So now that we've finished the Elixir quarter, although you can still donate the coins and things, I'm not 100% sure what's actually going to be happening. Do you think it's going to go away at the weekly reset and we're just going to kind of continue with the story? Because there was that leaked scene that everyone was talking about that's obviously going to come up in a story beat this week.
What? I missed all kinds of things.
You were here last week when we were discussing it.
What leaked scene?
Oh my God. I'm not talking about it. I'm not telling people about it.
Where can I go find it at?
Then why would you mention it then?
Yes.
Jeez.
We mentioned it last week and he wasn't that interested, so...
I probably didn't process what you said, all right? Sometimes it takes a minute to process with me, all right?
Were you just so excited that we were at episode 200 last week?
That could have been it, yeah.
Could have been. Or it could have been the fact that we recorded at 7 o'clock in the morning for you.
Oh my God, that was rough. It's rough for me right now too, man, because...
Squirrel!
That 14-hour drive yesterday, all the energy drinks, the heart palpitations.
Yeah.
Wait, Micah, wait a few more weeks and then you're gonna feel my pain. Oh, I look forward to it. I'm gonna come to Texas for the first couple of weeks just to watch your pain.
What? I am going to be up playing video games with a swaddle wrapped around my neck.
Yeah, the thing about it is even if you have it in a swaddle, it still screams. Just so you know.
But I mean, going back to episode 200, 4 years of doing a podcast is fantastic.
Has it been 4 years?
4 years. Although Deacon still thinks it's 3, we're not telling her it's 4. So we'll go with that one, Deacon.
I don't tell Deacon anything.
No.
I don't know what you think we do behind your back. We don't have her. We don't slide into her DMs and let her know, yo, did you hear what your husband said about you on the show? Oh my God, girl, listen. Let me tell you.
No, but like if my son reports back from listening to the podcast.
Oh, does he? Oh, he snitches on you?
Of course he does. Did you know that Dad said this?
Well, then he's gonna go tell her what you just told us not to tell her.
No, I'm telling this to the people out there that are listening now that are live.
Are you gonna edit it out? Is that what's gonna
Possibly.
happen? This is a live only kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's fair. I got you. You get a little snitch. Oh, Micah, you did miss it though. He for a special, he ran his son through the King's Fall raid.
No,
and
we did Vault of Glass, didn't we? Because I
Vault
said
of Glass, sorry, Vault of Glass.
We could literally probably 4 or 5 man it.
And you did.
We had to.
You did. And by the time I joined the stream, they were on the second to last encounter, right? And they managed to get it done. But the whole time, the last 2 encounters, he's in the background playing saxophone, playing the theme music for Jurassic Park as they're going into the boss phase. I was like, and on top of that, he was actively sabotaging them by like grabbing the things that they needed and dying with it. And
we spent an hour, maybe an hour and a half, just at Atheon because he was really playing up. He was taunting Atheon. He was running around the whole Vault of Glass room and taunting Atheon. And we're trying to communicate to him and say, right, come back here and we'll wait here and we'll go in the portals and things. No, I mean, he deliberately get himself killed so that he could then play Jurassic Park on the saxophone. I'm like, oh God.
Yes.
So that was good fun.
Yes. Children. So for those of you that don't know, my friend here, is going to be a first-time father here very soon.
Oh,
And he is very optimistic. He thinks fatherhood is just going to be this walk in the park. He's going to put it in a swaddle, and
Micah,
it's going to never cry.
fatherhood is amazing.
That's true, but it's not what you think it is.
No, it can be as easy as you make it.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, 4 years of fun and laughter and things. And I did think about, like, rather than us record episode 200, maybe just put a kind of compilation of the last 200 episodes, some of our best bits into an episode for people to listen to.
You'd be editing that for half a year, my dude.
Exactly. So I gave up on that idea. I thought, if you want to go and listen to it, there are 200 episodes, or 199 at that point, to go and listen to. And there are a lot of fun things in there. Respawn sings for quite a lot of them. And we made Respawn sing a song that he wasn't aware of at one point. So that was even more.
That was still me, dude. Yo, no, we're not just gonna walk over that. That was so okay. So like PP Pipe and some of your recent listeners, right? They created a fake TWAB with keywords.
We created a fake Respawn's Report Roundup.
Yes,
so many key phrases in there that he completely glossed over, because he's like Ron Burgundy. He will just read what is on the screen.
Absolutely.
And at that point, I was typing up all the notes on Word and sending him a copy of like the Word stuff. So I'd hidden lyrics to a song in his Respawn Roundup, and then I think it took me a couple of days to kind of edit it all out. So he didn't have a Respawn's Report Roundup that week because I just kind of made it all up. And then I kind of spliced it all together with theme music behind it. It was fantastic. I really enjoyed just like getting him like that.
That was the sneakiest thing like ever. That took time and effort that honestly I didn't think you had in you. I'm gonna give you that. I didn't think you had it in you to put that much time and effort to just troll me like that. It's just like very unexpected. Well done, sir. Kudos to you for being sneaky. Well done, but don't ever do that again.
What do you mean, don't ever do that again?
Don't ever do that again.
Try it next week, basically.
Speaking of things taking forever to edit, right? If you guys get us enough people for this contest and for the Patreon and whatnot, imagine we can buy an editor. Sorry, hire an editor.
Why would you hire an editor?
Because we can make that guy go back through 4 years worth of content and find the highlight.
And because his indentured slave is kind of getting tired of doing it.
I mean, I like those kind of episodes sometimes that you listen to it and you go in a bit nostalgia of. But then if you've already listened to those episodes, like a lot of our listeners do, they kind of go back over and go, I'm gonna listen to everything in your back catalogue just because you guys are just so cool. Like we've had loads of messages like that, just like I've listened to everything and we're like, why?
Believe it or not, it's
Yeah.
People are broken. Yeah, there's some broken people out there.
Yeah,
obvious.
I mean, we love you for it. I'm not saying don't do it.
No.
I mean, because every time I talk to you, I'm like, ugh, I'll never do that again.
Yeah, until you call me next time.
But yes, I mean, saying that, and I know Peroty always says it at the end of the show, but I'm going to say it now. Because I'm going to thank our Patreons right at the start of the show. I know we're not literally at the start of the show, but I just want to say thank you. So apparently you can't threaten Zep Orbit with a good time. And Peroty says you just can't. There's the Odder Dance Troupe with the T-Rex King, and the dedicated Wham 64, the Star Vortiger, and the Scarlet KM. If you want to throw more grenades, you go and see Golden God, Carver, Wind Noble, Basically Salt, and Zombie Pops is our new throwing grenades guardian there.
That's what that guy was.
You are approved by Deacon, definitely, Lord Master Chaos, and PP Pipe. So thank you very much for supporting the show, and you too can come and support the show. Not just be on the show like Micah, but you could just support the show over at patreon.com/Two Titans and a Hunter.
Yeah. So that maybe one day we can actually pay him.
Is it TTAH or something like? Oh my word!
You're asking me?
Wrong person.
Just look, Two Titans and a Hunter. Spell it out on most platforms. You'll find us. On one of them, there's a TTAH that he's talking about, but I don't know which one it is. So, have fun. Good luck.
And just don't forget to put the A in.
Oh, the Patreon? Oh, the Patreon is TTAH. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
He does remember. You do. So you do retain some information. Yeah, patreon.com/TTAH if you want to become a member. Or,
And be
you know,
careful if you spell it wrong, it'll take you to a very shady website that your mom won't be proud of.
Wrong in what way? For scientific purposes?
Yeah. It definitely can qualify for scientific.
or if you want to go and chuck us a buck or a dollar or a pound, you can just go and do a one-time donation over at Ko-fi. Coffee. It's coffee, isn't it? I always say it's
Spelled with a
Ko-fi.
K. Spelled with a K. Coffee with a
Coffee
K.
spelled with a K. There you go.
Yep.
And that's ko-fi.com/2 Titans and a Hunter, all in one word. You can head on over to there and give us some money. We have a goal over there for getting Respawn to go and do various strange things in trials. So
I honestly hope it doesn't work. But yeah, so we have different tiers of things, and one of the tiers is you can have Respawn Sherpa you can have Respawn take you through a dungeon. The worst one is you can have Respawn go into trials. I don't like that one. Please don't donate to that one.
You could go to Ko-fi and give us a donation of a couple of £pounds and make a request. And we are crazy enough to go through with it because that's what we do. Just for
unless
fun.
it's trials.
And we'll
That's not
definitely
fun.
stream it just for the fun of everybody else to look at.
Well, yeah. Oh, obviously, yeah. No, all the things that we talk about are definitely streamed because we need to prove that we do what we do.
Yeah,
for legal reasons.
And I mean that's the other thing, isn't it? When we first started this, it was like we definitely weren't streamers, we weren't YouTubers, we had no experience in that. Apart
we still
from
aren't and don't.
Yeah. Apart from just kind of
struggle very
playing
much.
the game and knowing the game and actually helping out other Guardians way back when, and just like jumping to LFGs and explaining how to do a raid, how to do mini Sherpering of kind of some raid teams, I'd say. And just getting together and going, you know, we could put a podcast out and help more people and get the word across to say, you know, this is what's coming up. This is how we can help you. We'll go over this event. We'll go over that event. So yeah, it's been good fun, and it's definitely something we're going to continue with. But yeah, we've kind of had to expand because there's been a bit more of a demand for us to do stuff. So we're now streamers. Respawn streams the show each week on whenever we do the show, because sometimes time zones are hard. We do that,
and schedules are difficult.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And I do my stream every Wednesday at 10 a.m. at Greenwich Mean Time, which is pretty early for the Americans. Sometimes I catch people over on the West Coast staying up late to watch, and we have some good chats, and sometimes people join me and we go off and do some stuff. You know, it's good fun. So yeah, every Wednesday.
I wake up early enough on the East Coast just to catch the very end of it at around 9 o'clock my time.
You could put in more effort and get up at 7, but I don't blame you.
Well, a lot of the times, yes, I do work from home, but you'll have to understand there are some, like these upcoming 2 weeks, I'm going to be in Virginia actually doing work, so won't be able to play that early. But when I'm home, yeah, maybe I'll make an effort. Maybe I'll come join and have to watch my language. That is so hard to do, by the way. I've been trying to do it offline. Oh, I still catch myself so many times.
It's hard. It's a difficult thing, man.
It's very hard, man. You got the military background, then you have just a very angry disposition upon most of the things you come across, and then you have an angry Brit. Not angry. You have a Brit that is actively seeking to aggravate you.
Who's
And I have no idea.
Oh.
And then wonders why you say bad words. Anyway. Yeah, all in good fun.
Either that or you play Destiny.
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, yes. Some of the things that kill you are crazy. Like if you, of course you have. I recently watched one of those montages where people just, you know, they do a montage of how they've been killed. And
the Fallout one that we told you to watch last week.
No, this is just random.
Defeated.
Unless it randomly came up on my feed, then maybe. But what I'm talking about is just like these random people doing these random montages. Like this morning, it was some guy. What's his name? You've mentioned him before on your tips, tricks, guides, and builds and stuff.
Okay.
His name was. I'm looking at it. Almost there.
So
Gotta find
all
gotta
that
find my
out,
history.
all the silence out.
Yep, all the sounds out. Yep.
Well, while he's looking for that, I just want to say thank you for anybody and everybody that has listened to us, watched us, came and supported any of the streams, and
Swatsical. That's the thing. Sorry, go ahead.
That's good. So yeah, I was just saying, thank you to everybody. I want to take this time because last week we kind of didn't do it because we had so much TWAB, and this week because it's Thanksgiving, there's no TWAB. So I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart from like 4 years ago when we first started this and having only I think 2 or 3 listeners to start off with, and I think that was just us downloading.
It was just us,
to get the numbers to now being like nearly 2,000 each week, and it is fantastic to see. We are still helping people out there. We get so many emails and comments on videos going, thank you very much, subbing to the YouTube. That's go and sub.
We love Respawn.
Yeah, a lot of We Love Respawn.
Factually speaking, we do get a lot of that. But in reality, more people watch his stream than mine. So I get all the fan mail, but I get none of the viewers.
But as I've already kind of recorded this week in Destiny for what's coming up next week, shall I drop that bit in now so people can listen to it in the podcast? If they've missed the YouTube video, because that is already up. I go to extreme lengths to get you This Week in Destiny out on a Friday, so that as soon as I get the information confirmed by Bungie in their on-screen pop-up that they do, then I kind of finish editing the video and it's up on our YouTube channel. So go check that out so I can get some more cool views on that. But if you've missed it, then it's now in the podcast. It's here, all the stuff. Hello and welcome to This Week in Destiny for the final week of Season of Plunder, commencing November 29th, 2022. The final featured Nightfall will be the Fallen Saber over on the Cosmodrome. This is where you have a chance to get a Pinnacle Engram if you complete the Nightfall with a score of 100k or more. This Nightfall is a free-to-play Nightfall. You'll be able to earn high-end gear for your characters, including the Nightfall featured weapon, exotic gear, enhancement cores, enhancement prisms, and ascendant shards. The higher the Nightfall difficulty, the more common the drop will be, with the featured weapon and exotic gear being uncommon at hero difficulty to being common with ascendant shards in Grandmasters. Legend and lower Nightfalls will have 3 barrier champions and 7 overload, with 7 void and 12 arc shields. Master and GMs will have 6 barrier and 12 overloads, with 3 void and 2 arc shields. Be aware that the Fallen Saber does have solar shields when and if Hot Knife is an active modifier, giving all Shanks solar shields. Your Grandmaster modifiers will be Arachno, when defeated, Fallen Vandals spawn a web mine under feet, barrier and overload champions, which cannot be stopped without the correct mods equipped, Chafe, radar is disabled. Your Grandmaster modifiers are Contest, Join in Progress disabled, Lock loadouts, Match game, and extra shields. Match game is enemy shields are highly resistant to all unmatched elemental damage. Equipment locked, you will not be able to change your equipment after the activity has started. Extinguish, if your fire team falls in a restricted zone, everyone is returned to orbit. Limited fire team revives, and you gain additional revives by defeating champions up to a maximum of 20. Champions mob, this mode contains additional champions. And acute arc burn, 50% extra incoming arc and environmental damage is increased, but 25 bonus arc damage dealt to enemies. The power requirement this season to enter the gems are 1595 light, which is also what your power is capped at, and the enemy's power will be 1620. Your anti-champion artifact mods for this week are Anti-barrier auto rifle and scout for 1 energy, and further over we have sniper for 6. Overload are bow and machine guns for 1 energy, and the arc grenade mod surge detonators for 2 energy. You also have exotic weapons and armor that can help with the intrinsic mods as well. So for anti-barrier we have the kinetic bow Wishender, the kinetic linear fusion rifle, Arbalest, the Solar Energy Hand Cannon, Eriana's Vow, the Solar Heavy Sword, the Lament, and the Titan Exotic Gauntlet's Second Chance, which gain a second charge of your shield throw melee, which becomes shield piercing and stuns barrier champions. For Overload, we have the Void Energy Bow Le Monarch, the Arc Energy Linear Trace Rifle, Divinity, the Arc Heavy Machine Gun, Thunderlord, and the Warlock Exotic Boots, the Secant Filaments, which when you drop an Empowering Rift, any weapon that is fired from inside the well will cause an Overload champion to be stunned. The featured weapon to obtain next week will be the Kinetic Adaptive Frame Auto Rifle, Duty Bound. This will be the last time that this weapon will be available, as it is being vaulted after this season. This weapon has a base impact of 21, base range of 36, stability of 39, and an aim assist of 73. It can roll with Vorpal, Frenzy, Rampage, and Dynamic Sway Reduction, with Zen Moment, Triple Tap, Perpetual Motion, and Steady Hands. It has the origin trait of Stunning Recovery, where if you stun a champion, you partially refill the magazine, trigger health regen, and improves your recovery for a short duration. And Vanguard Vindication, where final blows with this weapon grant a small amount of health.
And you can light them up when Team Scorch returns to the Crucible.
Delightful!
Team Scorch is a 6v6 PvP mode where all players wield a Scorch Cannon. Equipped weapons and abilities cannot be used in this game mode. Movement abilities, e.g. lift, jump and glide, sprinting and emotes can be used. Players are forced to use a Scorch Cannon, which cannot be dropped. The Scorch Cannon has 100 ammo, which is replenished on respawn. Matches have a 7-minute timer. Players have a 3-second respawn timer. Kills give plus 1 point each. The first team to reach 60 points wins. If the timer runs out before the team reaches 50 points, the team with the largest score wins. The player's current and longest kill streak are shown at the top of the screen below the score.
And this will be the last week of Trials of Osiris before the new season. This will be the last time to finish off St. 14's reward track and collect any loose engrams. As a reminder, Trials of Osiris is a 3v3 PvP high stakes variant of elimination. Only available on Friday reset until Tuesday weekly reset, Trials gives every player the chance to show off their PvP skills to obtain some of Destiny's most sought after weapons and armour. Players that compete in Trials of Osiris will have their games tracked through a passage, a ticket purchased from St. 14 in the lower hangar of the tower. Winning rounds and matches in Trials will grant exclusive weapons, armour, pinnacle gear, masterwork materials, and even adept gear for the most skilled players who can reach the lighthouse with a flawless ticket of 7 games won with no losses. 5-round wins will bag you that match for your passage card. By competing in Trials, you do have a chance to pick up 2 pinnacle engrams from playing each week, one from 50-round wins and the other from winning 7 games. These do not have to be done all in one go, but you do have to complete them before the weekly reset. The pinnacle dungeon for next week will be the Prophecy in the Legends tab, and your pinnacle raid will be the Vow of the Disciple over on the Throne World, where the Collective Obligation Exotic Void Pulse Rifle will be available to farm. Next up, challenges. We have now had all 78 challenges over the first 10 weeks of the season, though as a reminder, if you complete 75 out of the 78 available for this season, you can get a large pile of Bright Dust to spend at the Eververse store. Speaking of Bright Dust, onto our final Eververse of the season for the week of November 29th, 2022. Available this week for Bright Dust, we have the Omen of Saturn Exotic Sparrow for 2,500 Bright Dust, the Grim Hunter Exotic Weapon Ornament for the Leviathan's Breath for 1,250 Bright Dust, the Hazardous Ghost Projection for 1,500 Bright Dust, the Welded Brass Legendary Shader for 300 Bright Dust, the Fiddler's Dance Exotic Emote for 3,250 Bright Dust, the Great Stuff Legendary Dance Emote for 700 Bright Dust, the Lightweight Custom Exotic Sparrow for 2,500 Bright Dust, the Xenothalasic Voyage Exotic Ship for 2,000 Bright Dust, the Charmed I'm Sure Ornament for the Hunter Exotic Gauntlets Liar's Handshake, the Mind Vault Ornament for the Titan Exotic Helmet Insurmountable Skullfort, and the Induction Ceremony Ornament for the Warlock's Exotic Chest Piece Storm Dancer's Brace for 1,500 Bright Dust. The Honours of the Empress exotic weapon ornament for the Skyburner's Oath for 1,250 Bright Dust. And rounding out the Bright Dust offerings in the Eververse store will be the Moonbound Ghost Projection for 1,500 Bright Dust. And then finally, the Lost Sector rotation for this week. Hello! As a reminder, your daily Lost Sector will show you a flag outside which will give you details of champions and burns you will find inside. But if you're new to the game or you're using an alternate character and can't find the flag outside, you will have to run through the Lost Sector normally to have it show up on your map as a legend/master. Tuesday, November 29th will be the Excavation Site 12 on the EDZ for exotic boots, Arc Elemental Shields, Solar Burn with Unstoppable and Barrier Champions. Wednesday, November 30th will be the Concealed Void on Europa for exotic gauntlets, Solar and Void Elemental Shields, Solar Burn with Overload and Barrier Champions. Thursday, December 1st will be the Bunker E15 on Europa for exotic chests, Void Elemental Shields, Void Burn with Overload and Barrier Champions. Friday, December 2nd will be the Petition on Europa for exotic helmets, Arc and Void Elemental Shields, Arc Burn with Overload and Barrier Champions. Saturday, December 3rd will be the Conflux on Nessus for exotic boots, Void Elemental Shields with a Solar Burn with Unstoppable and Barrier Champions. Sunday, December 4th will be the K1 Crew Quarters on the Moon for exotic gauntlets, Solar Elemental Shields, and Arc Burn with Overload and Barrier Champions. And finally, back round to Monday, December 5th will be the K1 Logistics on the Moon for exotic chests, Solar and Arc Elemental Shields, Void Burn with Overload and Barrier Champions. Before you go, I just want to remind you to collect all your reward track items and engrams from the Gunsmith, Shax, Zavala, Drifter, and Saint 14 before the end of the season, as they will reset and you will lose all items when the new season starts. And for the final week, we will also see the return of double XP across all playlists, Strikes, Gambit, and Crucible. So if you need that extra boost to get your rank reset or Crime Mutiny Grenade Launcher and Ornament, then this will be a good time to do that. And that's it for This Week in Destiny, starting on November 29th, 2022.
And there it is. Wow, there was a lot going on this next week.
It is. It's the last week of the season. So
thank God. Oh, I'm looking forward to next season.
This is the last week of the season?
Yes,
this week coming up is the last week.
So what's coming up next week?
Next week, it's the last week of the Duty Bound, which I've already told people about. So if you want to go and get that auto rifle from the Nightfall, which is going to be Fallen Saber, so that's going to be cool. It's going to be double XP in Vanguard Strikes, Gambit, and Crucible. So if you still need to finish off any of those bits of getting that Crime Mutiny Grenade Launcher and ornaments from ranking up and resetting, it's a good week to kind of do it. I mean, I've slowly been doing my Gambits. Last week, I think I did a bit on stream of playing Gambit, and somebody, I think it was T-Rex or whoever was in the chat, Golden Gods, maybe. No, maybe it was T-Rex, said that Peroty would be proud of me. Or maybe it was Nitedemon. Somebody in the chat said that Peroty would be proud of me. And I do believe Peroty was proud of me from playing some Gambit. Although, I was saying on stream, I don't have an issue so much playing Gambit. I think I have the issue of being forced to play Gambit to get an ornament for a weapon. I think that's the thing, is like, it's not...
Well, I mean, it's either that or Grandmaster Nightfalls or Trials.
I enjoy Grandmaster Nightfalls.
Yes, but you can't access it for half a season, is what I'm saying.
No, this season, I think, was the first time ever that I was able to access it on the first week. I managed to get my light to 15.
Right, the first week it's available, which is still half a season in.
Yeah, but before that, you can still do Masters and get the chance to get Enhancement Prisms and Golf Balls to drop.
But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the shaders.
Oh, the shaders. Oh, what the
ornament. Sorry, the ornament.
Oh, I know what
Shader
you mean.
ornament thing.
The crafting.
Yeah, that thing. The one that I have only one of in my inventory, which, by the way, Bungie, again, why? Can you only hold one at a time? That seems asinine. The mementos, yes.
That's it, the mementos, yeah.
You can only hold one at a time.
You can only hold one at a time. It's basically a shader. It's a glorified shader that you can only use on a craftable weapon, and you can only hold one at a time.
Yeah, one from each activity. So you can get one from Gambit.
Fine, yeah,
one from
each activity.
Grandmasters, and you can get one from going flawless in trials.
So you can only equip it onto one weapon. You have to remove it off of that weapon to put it on.
No, there's no removing it. Once
And
it's on that weapon, it's on that weapon.
Or you can remove it and put a different one on. So if you start off with a Nightfall one and you don't like the look of that, you can go back into the crafting, recraft it with another memento.
Right, but you don't get it back.
Oh no, you don't get it. You don't get it back, and it doesn't get added to the weapon.
It's unlocked on that weapon permanently. Yes, so you can still change shaders on that weapon and still have access to the mementos. But if you recrafted that weapon, you don't get the memento back.
And if you recraft it and put another memento on, say if you had the Nightfall one on, you then put the Gambit one on, you lose the Nightfall one.
Do you?
Yeah, you then don't get access to the shader after that because it's gone from the memento.
Oh,
it's the same as recrafting it and changing the perks on the weapon. You lose the perks on there and you lose the materials because you're changing it again.
Yeah, I think considering how it's basically a shader that you've unlocked on that weapon, I made the assumption you could just have all three unlocked on that weapon. So it's just a one and done kind of thing.
It goes with the memento.
Oh, that's not Bungie. Why? Who thought that was a good idea?
Who thinks that half the restrictions are a good idea of, putting caps on different things? I mean, you remember when we had caps on like the...
Well, the caps are for the sake of RAM. I know why they have caps, but a cap of 1 is stupid.
You remember when we had gunsmith materials and they were capped at like 250 per kind of thing, and you had people putting like all these different stacks in their vault because they were running out of room on their characters for all the different, and then suddenly Bungie collated it and now you can have 1,000, and then I think did they just remove it in the end and it's just kind of...
No, it was never 1,000, it was 999. And
you know what I mean. Yeah, no,
you could have like I don't know, infinite stacks of 999. But yeah. And now they're all gone away entirely, and along with most of our resources, and like I mean they say it's an ever evolving game, which it is, but like sometimes it's evolving the wrong way. Sometimes you're evolving, feet when you should have evolved eyes, That made more sense in my brain.
Yeah, that probably made more sense in only your brain.
Says the guy not contributing. He's just messing with me.
I mean,
what do you think?
What do
you think about
as
mementos?
far as like,
huh? What do you think?
Mementos?
What do you think about having limits on anything?
Can I say the thought?
Okay.
So, as far as mementos, I feel like it's not worth the hassle. If you get one while playing, cool. Chasing it, they don't look that good.
They don't look good at all.
They don't look worthy enough to be like, oh, I'm gonna chase that. Like the gold one literally just looks like, constantly liquefied gold, and
that's probably the best one, isn't it, from trials?
Yeah, exactly. The other one looks like a snake that's slowly moving. It looks like Harry Potter Slytherin. So if you're a Harry Potter, fan, yeah, I'm pretty sure you'll be just all up for going for that. The other one just looks like orange.
A road worker, yeah, bright, freaking road worker cone orange.
And to tell me that this is the pinnacle of our shader. Yeah,
economy.
Like this is the pinnacle. This is the pinnacle of weapon shaders. It makes me die a little inside.
But see, that's why I was talking to you off the show, because you weren't here last week. But I was talking to you off the show about how, if Bungie has this actual tier for PvP, like what we were discussing, putting shaders like that up for grabs, like a true black or a true white or a pattern of some kind, that would incentivize the hell out of a lot of people, because right now we have these mementos that aren't really that impressive. Well, give us something memento-esque for these tiers of PvP, or if you prestige or whatever they called it in Halo. What do they call it in Halo when you reset your rank?
Reset rank.
Okay. Well, there's that.
Prestige? Are you saying about prestiging?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you prestige, like if you reach the max rank and then you decide to start over, well, you get a reward for that. You get a particular shader or a particular skin on a gun that nobody else has
Yeah.
unless they prestiged, you know? Like you could get like a gold Monte Carlo skin or a gold skin that's only for auto rifles or a gold skin that's only for submachine guns, right? And then the next time
Or
you
some lotion
prestige,
on your
you can
skin.
get a gold skin for another gun or something. You know what I'm saying? Just, I
Yeah.
mean, you could do a lot with that, especially since our shader economy, like the pinnacle is a memento that you can only hold one of. That is just, it's
The
not
thing
worth it.
is, I mean,
in
I
my
know
opinion.
last week you were saying that you played Call of Duty and you got all these weird and wonderful things. It's
Yeah.
exactly the same thing for Gears of War. You can
Is it?
prestige in Gears of War, and your icon then slowly starts getting like little feathers around, or the badge of
Yeah.
honor kind of gets bigger and bigger as you kind of the more times that you rank up and prestige
Yeah,
with
we
them.
don't have any kind of prestige.
And the weapon,
The prestige is about prestiging.
I know they only have like a set of, I think it's about 10 weapons in Gears of War, but you get like a weapon set of ornaments or cosmetics for your characters and things like that from like ranking up and just playing the game. And some of their animated shaders on the weapons are absolutely fantastic in Gears. They've got rainbow ones, they've got ones that have got cloud effects, lightning effects on it. Imagine if that was,
Really?
yeah, imagine if that was in Destiny.
Well, we do have that. The forge weapons, they all have an effect. All the forge weapon shaders
Yes,
have an effect.
but literally, like looking into a fireplace and actually having the flames licking up. Imagine if you had that on a weapon in Destiny. Now I know
Oh,
that they do it in Gears of War because I've got like some of the weapon sets, and imagine if you had lightning strikes or you had kind of a void energy or stasis kind of crystallization of a weapon. They do some fantastic ornaments for the weapons over in Gears, and they're all animated. And I don't understand why these kind of things aren't in Destiny. That a memento from a Nightfall that gave you something that was really unique as like an animated shader
yeah.
for a weapon
I didn't know what
would
a
be
memento
amazing.
was, man. I heard people talking about them, and I was like, dude, I want to get one, right? And then I got the only ones I ever get are from doing Grandmasters, obviously, because I don't
Yeah.
do the other two enough. But yeah, when I got it, I was like, wait, that's it? It's just a color I can put on this one gun, and I can't put it on any other guns. What?
But
I was
again, you have
very
to rank it up,
disappointed
don't
by
you?
what it was.
Don't you unlock
As
it
you
as
should have
well?
been.
Well, on the weapon that I haven't ranked up on, it's like level 32 or something.
Yeah, I think you have to be level 30, don't you, to unlock it? And
Wait, hold on. So hold on. Now that I'm 32, I can unlock it up for other weapons. Is that what you're saying?
no, on each weapon it has to get to a certain level to unlock the shader. So you could
Oh,
put the memento, you could craft it at level 15 and put the
uh-huh.
memento, or you could even craft it at level 1 and put the memento on. But it's not
Right.
until it gets to a certain level that it actually unlocks that shader to use.
Huh.
But yeah,
I didn't know
I
that.
totally agree with you. A Grandmaster is sometimes one of the hardest things to do. If you're not esoteric and you can kind of breeze through these things solo, getting a team on LFG. I mean, I did the other week. There was the Sepkiss. I did the Sepkiss Prime one, and I played a couple on LFG, the Grandmasters, and they were absolutely fine. But then the next 3 teams that I got after LFGing, and I did it through the Bungie app, they were like, they started off, one person got killed in that initial area where you spawn in with the knights and the had a couple of servitors. They died.
I told you I was sorry,
Yeah.
man. All right.
The other guy decided not to pick them up, sped through. He died at the other end near the barrier champion or the overload champion, and then whoever was in charge of the whole thing just kind of quit, and then everybody left. It was like, and they did that. There was about 3 different groups that I joined that they all did that. They just couldn't get that past that first area, and whoever was in charge just made the decision, no, that's it, I'm going to split up the group. So sometimes it is one of the most hardest things to do to actually get through some of these Nightfall Grandmasters anyway. And
I have a quick question.
go on.
Mm.
In that scenario you just described, you described 3 individuals, and Grandmaster's only a prize of 3 people. So which one were you? The one that died, the one that abandoned, or the one that just left already?
Well, no, I was still alive in each encounter. I was still alive. I've still got the video somewhere because I was recording it to put on for the podcast. But I was
I don't think you caught my point.
no, but I think whoever was the leader was the one that kind of sped off and got caught by the barrier champion. And it must have been, it was different people each time, but they were still speeding off on their speed. Because I think the whole strat is that you speed past that first initial area, you turn around in the doorway, kill the overload champion if you want to kind of get platinum, and then carry on up the stairs to go through. But then they were dying. Whoever it was dying. Either the person who kind of initiated the LFG had died at the beginning, or trying to speed past all the enemies. And then they decided to give up because I was the only. I mean, I was going to go and res them. I was just trying to fight my way through all the enemies so that it was safe for me to res them. But I think after that point, because you only start with 4 revives, and that would have cut down 2 of the revives, and I don't think they wanted to kind of waste 2 revives, so they just thought, I'll just start it again. But it was frustrating having to kind of join LFG, and that was the other thing because there was no communication. It was like,
I never joined a high level encounter without communication. That's your bad.
No, sometimes it works absolutely fine. You don't need it that much.
Sometimes it's not good enough for me. Sorry, no.
I mean,
that's like the people that say they want to do trials with Cyrus, but they have no mic. I'm like, good luck.
Right?
I will not suffer myself.
No, I can do that. I don't mind. I don't mind trials unless I want to kind of go flawless, which is very rare these days that I can actually carve out some time to go flawless. But it's
some of this kind, like it's just so easy. Oh well, fuck. I very rarely get to go flawless these days.
No, I didn't say that. I said if I want to go flawless, I would make the effort and join people and do kind of communication. But mainly, I'll just go into the trials game. I've got a mic. I know I've got a mic, but nobody else wants to join the in-game chat. So it's just kind of me standing there fighting alongside other people. So just if they chat, we chat. But...
And it's not even if they chat, they chat. I've come across some of these guys where they're like, no mic. And I'm like, okay, he doesn't have a mic. Cool. Right. That's how I thought about it. I'm like, all right. So I get in there and I was like, all right, for those of us that, want to chat or whatever, is it in game or do you have a Discord? I immediately get kicked. I'm like, golly, I think that was a little bit excessive.
Sometimes you just don't know what you did wrong, do you? You're like,
right?
You're in the middle of a game and suddenly you get kicked. You're like, hang on a minute, what did I do?
I just asked if there was a chat. That's all.
It was mutus only, and you just weren't one of them.
I guess so, man. Lord forbid I want to communicate, right? I am so sorry. My friend. Goodness.
Guy's trying to flex his tongue over here. I'm not having it.
Right, yeah. That is, I am speechist. That's what it is. No, that's actually, I don't say that because somebody out there is going to find a way to spin that. Because there are people out there that actually can't talk, in the deaf community or whatever. Like, oh, you don't like these people? That's not what I meant. Go there.
Management don't take any responsibility for any of the words that come out of his mouth.
Accurate.
So what did you actually think? I mean, I know we talked about the event at the beginning of the show, but I just want to kind of come back around to that because there was, when the event first kicked off, and I don't know whether it's because you guys were kind of all gearing up for Thanksgiving, that's why you kind of missed it.
No, that's exactly why. I had no idea it was a thing.
You did, because we told you on the show. But what I'm saying is,
I didn't retain any idea that it was a thing.
When the event first landed on the Tuesday reset, Bungie had to tweet out to say that the issue was, there was an issue with it because you couldn't get any of the captain's coins. No captain's coins were dropping from strikes. They weren't dropping from Crucible. They weren't dropping
from not having enough to having way too many.
And they weren't dropping from Kingsport either. So it was the core things that they listed in the TWAB the previous week that would drop the coins, didn't drop the coins. And I think it was fixed after about 12 hours. And they put another tweet out saying, oh, we fixed the issue with this. But I mean, I'll ask Micah because I know your kind of thing, but are you getting a bit tired of Destiny putting out like an event or starting a season and there's always an issue?
Nah.
It depends on the issue. He's the one that loves to take advantage of, quote, issues in Crucible.
No. What? There are no issues in Crucible. There's just bad design.
And bad design isn't an issue. Okay.
Depends on what the issue is. If the issue is infinite hunters who go infinite invisible,
That
yeah,
doesn't sound like an issue at all. That
definitely an issue.
sounds like, game working as intended.
But
Mm.
but an issue where you take the class abilities to set people on fire and leave hot spots throughout the entire level with a Jotun.
Yeah.
You take away that issue, that's an issue that you should not have taken away, because it's you just kill fun. You're the killer of fun now.
Yeah.
So
But do you not like we had with the previous event, the Festival of the Lost? The pages weren't dropping for like 24 hours. People jumping
or for
on.
me, the entire season.
We think that was user error there, but I'm just saying.
No, y'all even saw me do it on the stream. I went to an event and I
did-
didn't transform my
I
stuff.
saw nothing. But what I'm saying is that it seems to be a repetitive thing for Bungie, that an event will start or something will start and there
Well,
is an
devil's
issue.
advocate, they're trying to program a lot of stuff and they don't have enough people to troubleshoot it. They're like, oh no, this should work. And the problem is the should isn't, They need more time to develop. Like for example, the event we're about to have, the Christmas one, right? I guarantee they're using code from the last one, changing the code slightly to match this season, and have nowhere near enough playtesting to make sure it works before they release it.
So what's going on is they did basically with Sony's money what Spider did with the Elitsky coins.
Well, we don't know if Sony's given them the money yet, or to what part of Bungie that money is going to, because Bungie's also got a part where they're going to be working on like videos and things like that, right?
They've got other games in development, is what you're saying.
Yes,
Yeah.
Other games, possible TV series, possible movies, all kinds of stuff, right? So,
Oh, dude, I love that. When you spread yourself out super thin, when you have a product you should be focusing on, but you decide to do other things instead, that makes for great gaming.
No, but I think they are constantly hiring and they're getting bigger and bigger. But I think everybody's under the assumption that they're getting paid from Sony to do X, Y, and Z. I think
They're
maybe what the whole idea was, that they partnered with Sony, is because Sony have got like the studios to do the films, to do the animation, and that's why they kind of partnered up with. And it is still kind of a part. That's the way they worded it. It was a partnership. It wasn't that Sony bought them entirely and they were going to control them. It was a partnership. So we don't know the ins and outs of the deal. So we don't know if it's like they're getting like a ton of money from Sony, or whether Sony have kind of partnered up with them to get the franchise rights to do the films, to do the animations and things like that going forward. And they're kind of working that way. We don't know the ins and outs, to be honest, of how and why they're getting paid. We know that we're paying them to play the game, and we buy the silver to give them X, Y, and Z. And as far as we're aware, is that's how the game is being funded. But the issues are that every time there's an event, every time that they introduce a new exotic, there's an issue. Like the exotic they introduced for Nightfall for the pre-order. How many times has that been disabled and re-enabled and disabled? And
you talking about the machine gun?
Yeah, the auto rifle that you guys got for the
Yeah,
pre-order.
I thought it was just the one time. Whenever the grenade launchers were being goofy, that's the only time I know about.
But you'd think that they've developed that weapon, and it's not like, oh, hang on a minute, I've got an idea for a weapon. Let's put it in the game the following week. It's
that wasn't the gun's fault. It was the grenade launcher's fault. Grenade launchers in general were doing 10 times the damage they should have been, and it happened to have had a grenade launcher on it.
Yeah.
So again, that wasn't the gun's fault. It's just that was grenade launcher.
But again, that was because of a patch to kind of either nerf the grenade launchers that went wrong and things like that. There's so many issues, and I can see and listen when I listen to other podcasts that people are getting so frustrated with that they're getting turned off of playing the game. No, I'm not. I love the game, and I love its all little kooky things. But I just wanted to see if I was just in a minority here, or if you guys cared about it or not.
No, I very much like the game, especially what they're doing with a lot of the classes and whatnot. How like playing a hunter is more fun nowadays than it has been in a long time with infinite throwing knives or infinite invis
Can we
or
clip that? Somebody clip that and save that.
what? What?
Well,
I'm having fun on
for,
Hunter.
for next time that you say that they've nerfed the hunters, so they haven't nerfed the hunters.
I'm not saying
made
they
more
haven't
fun.
nerfed the hunters. I'm saying it's fun to play a hunter with the things that we can do, right?
Yeah.
Now, I still wish I had a build to poison an entire map like warlocks do. That's my jealous factor
but-
right now.
We've spoken about this. That's the privilege of being a warlock and getting into that build. And the same with the Titans.
Yeah.
You're jealous of the Titan shoulder charges and things like that. Just go and play.
Not the shoulder chargers, your wall of fire.
Well, there you go, the
I
Walls of
Exclusively.
want
Fire.
that back.
Exclusively that and only that.
What wall of fire?
Your slide melee that spits up a wall of fire that does heavy, actually it does more damage than a Gallahorn. That wall.
What are you talking? Wall of fire?
So when you slide and you do an uppercut and slam back down as
Yeah.
a Titan.
Oh,
That one. That's
okay.
he got obsessed with that when he had to play as a Titan. For
It only does 32,000 damage.
just
It
don't,
does more
base.
damage than heavy weapons, dude.
don't destroy his dream there. He
Wep-
thinks it
heavy
does
weapons
more
don't do
than
32,000. I thought they supposed to do like 100-something thousand.
Mm.
he thinks it does more than Gallahorn. Just leave him alone.
No, it does, dude. In a side by
Let him
side
have his
comparison,
fantasy.
when you're hitting champions, right? Your wall of fire does more damage to a champion than like a Gallahorn would. You know?
Only if there are other enemies around and they explode as well.
No,
Yeah.
no, dude. I'm telling you.
No,
I played a whole season
shot
with that
of
broke ass build, dude.
I did too. A single shot of consecration does 32,000.
Oh.
32,000 damage. That's not a galley shot.
Still
Galley
broken.
shot's like 100 something thousand.
Still the only thing that's
Now,
good.
how fast you can pop it and pop it infinitely makes it stronger than Gallahorn, technically per se.
Yeah.
But
The infinite popping is another very fun. But
yeah, it's very fun. I love it. But someone dropped a video like talking about how they actually messed up with those classes because those classes were only good during their season and now they're just dropping off certain classes. Like the
Certain
arc is
yes.
very well done because you can keep playing arc from just keep going. Like there's no reason to stop. Like there's no changes like that depend upon the seasonal mods to make arc good.
Yeah.
It's just good. Void, most of the Void are pretty good. They don't need any seasonal mods. To
well,
make them
Void
good.
has
But
recently gotten better
Soul-
again. Because for hunters, the heyday
Yeah.
for us was during the Void season where we could just hit something with a glaive. And by hitting it with a glaive, we've weakened it, we've suppressed it, and if we kill it, we go
Yeah.
invis and heal. Just by hitting
Yeah,
things
you
with
don't
glaives,
get broken
dude. That was
anymore.
amazing.
But just talking about how your class is still viable, like
Yeah,
in
Because
high-end
recently we've
content.
gotten new exotics and it's become viable again. But there was a time where it was useless. I'll give you that.
Mhm.
But yeah, so okay, you still have your arc build for Titans, right? That one fire build I just discussed is very viable, and you can still have a ton of healing.
PvP. Yeah.
Well, PvE, I'm thinking. I don't know about PvP.
I mean, yeah, I said PvE. That's what I meant.
Sorry,
Sorry.
yeah.
That's it.
And I don't know anything about your void. I never used your void.
We
and I don't
put
know anything about your stasis.
We put bubbles up, and
Oh,
stasis
the
still is
bubble.
a drunken
Yeah, the
toddler.
bubble's still great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And stasis, do you guys use that? I've never seen a stasis Titan out of PvP.
It's a trash class, honestly.
I think I used it in Iron Banner because I was getting the pinnacles because it said arc or stasis, and I thought, oh, I'll try stasis, and then I went, no, I'm going to go back to arc. It's,
Yeah.
I understand the verbiage behind the Titans with like punching and crashing and kind of deals with it, but that I don't like the stasis Titan. It's just no.
Nah,
No.
it's kind of lame.
It is. I mean,
Without the kinda, it's just lame.
I would have rather had a one and done like the hunters. You know, they throw out their ice tornado. That's fantastic. The warlocks with their roaming super is also really good. I like that. But the
No, their super is broken. We've talked about this.
The Hunter Super?
No, Warlock.
Oh.
He said the Warlock.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when
I-
they can freeze you and kill you through a wall. That was a little
Yeah.
much, I think.
I played as a warlock
It's still
in
broken to me.
Iron Banner, and yeah, it's just like you fire the ice from miles away, and you can kind of get to them quicker than they can unfreeze and just like explode them. It's just like ridiculous.
And what's the deal with that, right? So when you hold F, it's supposed to take like 3 seconds to break a freeze or something
Yep.
like that. I hold F, it's much longer than 3 seconds, and I'm still frozen. I'm like, WTF.
Yeah.
I'm wondering
And
if the super freeze has a longer duration just by default, because I've been frozen and I'm holding down that button and it's way longer than 3 seconds. I've counted up to
that
6.
it can also
I'm
shut
still
down
frozen.
multiple supers that aren't an instant pop.
Mm.
It can just completely shut down any super with relative ease.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's broken, but at the same time, you have to admit it's hilarious. Whenever you have
of
you have
course
a
it's hilarious.
Superman Titan coming in about to nail that warlock and he just freezes him in midair, that's hilarious.
Yeah. And I call it bad design because you really can't avoid the super homing rockets of the stasis warlock.
No,
They already have explosive radius.
Uh-huh.
They should not have homing capabilities. I'm
The-
sorry.
the-
They
some-
have already
I
a
think they
massive
should have
radius.
some kind of homing, but not
Nah, it should all be skill.
Not like,
It should be
not
skill.
like this. I mean, look at all the other classes that have skill, right? So as a Titan,
Well, your
I've tried
daggers
to
are pretty
use
broken.
your Superman thing. It's harder than you think to navigate with that daggum thing, man.
Oh yeah.
It
is,
is.
yeah.
And it's not that fast. And sometimes it's faster than you think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And when you think you're gonna get by a
really
corner and you hit the corner because you think you cleared it, but
at
you
the
didn't.
very edge of the corner.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't tell you how many I popped up my super and I've literally slammed into, guess what? A tree.
Yep. There's
Or a hanging
tree.
pipe from a ceiling,
Foliage.
a
Yep.
hanging like a hanging cable from a ceiling that somehow is invincible, and you hit it like a
That's
solid object.
No. Nothing's worse than your super being shut down by foliage.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Nothing's worse.
Mother Nature said
Because
no.
it's like I am an exploding giant missile of death, but I literally got stopped by leaves and sticks.
Sir, it's called a shrubbery, and shrubberies are very powerful. Have you not heard from the Knights of Neat?
Yeah,
sir?
this isn't Pokemon.
Neat.
My
It's the
weakness
Knights of
being a
Neat.
thunder type should not be grass type.
No, it's Earth type.
Work.
I do hate it that you can fly past somebody with that Titan super and it doesn't kill them. But if somebody flies past you, you die, and you're like, how does that work?
Yeah,
I mean, just
yeah.
oh,
And
but
that's if you're lucky enough that it didn't detonate on them. Like you just wanted to pass by them, and you're like, "Oops, it detonated," kind of thing.
yeah.
So I'll give Titans that. That's harder to navigate than you think. Now, once you master that, especially on a mouse, it's easier on a mouse than it is on a controller, I think, right?
Probably,
But
I have
eventually,
no idea.
because it's always trying to go down, so you put on that mouse back and back and back and back and back and back, and eventually you run out of desk.
You run out of table.
You only have so much table to hold back on, right? But okay, so I would say that's got a little skill behind it. Cool. Almost every hunter thing aside from the tornado has skill, right? The tornado, we still kind of have to aim it because it's slow tracking.
The knives.
We still have to point in the general direction. You can miss knives. Don't get me wrong. You can miss knives like a stone biscuit.
Oh, you can, yeah.
On freaking controller, all you have to do is just jump up and then swing your
see, that's
mouse
the
in
problem.
a rapid 360-degree direction, and it'll hit everything.
That's the problem. Is when you jump up and you hit your super, you jump up again. So there's so many times when the majority of those knives have hit a ceiling.
But they home.
Do you do
And
that
some of
every
them
time that
travel
you
around the
pop a
corner.
super? Do you jump in the air?
It depends, but yeah, I would say
I do.
85% of the time I do.
I found myself on stream. I was playing Iron Banner this week, and I was thinking, I keep jumping every time I activate a super. No matter what I'm on, I jump in the air first, and I don't know
Because it
whether
gives you the best perspective. You
Yeah, I
you have
think-
a wider field of view. You can see more enemies, and especially
and I
with the
can be
blade
shot
barrage.
from a wider point of view as well.
Especially with the blade barrage, you want to try to catch out as many people as you can.
Yeah.
And with the blade barrage that we have it now, you actually want to get distance from your enemy, because with the one that we have that gives us more blades and more tracking, right? If you get away from the enemy further, they have more time to track, and you have better odds of all of them hitting the target and doing maximum damage. You know what I'm saying? People think that, oh, you want to get close. No, you don't want to get close. You want to get far away. That's how you do max damage with the blade barrage, is being far away, not up close. You know.
So on the point that you brought up about no skill supers and stuff like that, I don't have a problem with no skill super. If it's an instant pop, cool. I don't have a problem with a no skill super that, can just
But
like, oop, I'm panicking. I'm gonna pop that thing, no skill. Haha, I pressed Y.
Oh, fist of panic.
But what I have a problem, no. But you steal your super. You can't just, you're just invincible and you're killing everything instantly. You just maybe get a kill. And even that, we already talked about Fist of Panic, the Fist of Havoc, literally do not kill on the initial pop anymore, unless maybe you're like all the way up in the sky.
Really?
Like it doesn't. Yes.
Let's-
It takes 2 hits.
Let's test that.
So you can shut down. That's why no one plays it. You never see anyone using that class.
Test that.
Technically, for the most part.
Yeah.
So it's like not used much at all. But what I do have a problem with is a no skill roaming super that can literally cluck every single thing without any effort whatsoever.
The warlocks have honestly,
It's the worst.
well, they own the majority of those, right? You have their flying multi-blade barrage.
No, I can definitely miss with those things.
Yeah, you can miss
You
those.
can.
They're not very fast.
They have the ones that track though, that have better
Yeah,
tracking.
I can still
Yeah,
miss with the
but
tracking.
they're not very fast. I mean, if you stand still, yeah, okay. But you're not outrunning. You can outrun a whole lot of things, but you're not outrunning the multiple homing, exploding radius missile of ice that frees you if they catch you in any kind of radius, and he can go ahead and kill you from there on out. Like, you're not running away from that crap.
Yeah, but so you have they have the blades, or what is it called? Dawn blade. They have the Dawn blade, right? Which not only has tracking, but the mobility that it gives them. They'll go back and forth across the map twice in their super.
Yeah, but they can get frozen out of their super and just drop to the ground.
If somebody's using stasis, but again, who's using stasis nowadays?
People still use stasis.
Titans can't use stasis
No.
because their stasis literally only freezes stuff on the ground and just makes a whole lot of Legos on the ground, so worthless. Silence and Squall can freeze. So yeah, I mean, you got options. But they need to rework the whole stasis Titan.
What's
a lot of Titan supers?
What's the game mode where you get your super back faster? Is that Mayhem or Momentum?
Mayhem.
Jump on and meet me in a 1v1. I'm gonna see some things, Michael, while he's talking. But okay.
Leave me to do the talking.
Yeah,
But I think the Titan Super should have been reworked. I don't think, for stasis anyway, I don't think we should have had the I'm going to punch the ground and just send out the freezing things. Or if it was, don't make it I'm going to punch the ground, send out freezy things that I can't run past. I'm just like, how a way to kind of block you. So like, or if I'm going to do that, maybe have it more of a defensive kind of super. And if you slam the ground or you do, imagine if the ice was like that fire slide that you have with the Fire Titans putting up the shield. Imagine if you kind of slid and did a huge wall that people couldn't even jump over. And it was more like a defense of, I'm going to lock off this area. And the only way...
I mean, we already had defensive supers, though. That's what Void is, unfortunately.
Yeah, but we've only got the one.
Yeah, but to make the whole class, that's literally all it does is just that one super, and it's just that. That'd be a problem. Void at least has offensive options, so it would just make stasis just blah.
What about rather a kind of a shorter range version of the Warlocks then? Like you have ice punching, but the punch distance a bit like a Hadouken. Some of those don't go as far.
Oh, Mike's got something to say about Warlock melees. We had a
no. I'm sorry.
I was going to bring that up. I was going to finish this first. I was going to bring that up.
I'm saying for a Titan, maybe if the Titan instead didn't have had to punch the ground or slam the ground, but actually could run around and do like an ice punch, but from a bit of a shorter distance from what the Warlocks can do.
I have a better one for you, and it actually makes sense. they gave a better option for their super with the second patch or second update for the stasis. The javelins.
Yes.
Give them the
Yep.
javelins, let them run around chucking javelins and blowing and let them blow up. Let us have a ranged projectile. Well, we already have some, but let that be the other super for Stasis Titans. They run around chucking javelins.
Do you think they'll do that though, where we had the
Heck
3
no,
or 4
but it
different
would be
ones?
an amazing idea.
I mean, there is that possibility of like once they've got past the introduction of Strand with Lightfall,
Nah.
that they then start iterating into, well, let's give Stasis an extra kind of thing that it does something else that you can select, like we have with the Void, like we have with the Arc and the Solar.
You are a
You can-
man
That would
of
have
great
that
hope.
would be that's not a change. That's a rework of how your whole class works, man.
Yeah.
Yes, but they've
You are a
done that
man
with
of great hope.
yeah, but they've done that with the Light 3.0 or the 2.0, whatever it was
Mhm.
that we've recently just had. And I know next season they're going to get tweaked slightly so that everything's kind of in line, and we've gone through all those details a couple of weeks back. But I think then when Strand comes in, we'll have that initial period of everybody's using Strand, and it's going to be the new hotness, and then they're going to have to tone it down. But I think after that, what do they then do with the subclasses apart from add or tweaks things with the status ones and add extra little bits to it, and then after that's kind of settled down, add extra little bits to Strand. I think that's the only way that they can go, and then maybe add the third dark subclass once we get to the final shape.
I mean,
That's the one.
just don't let them hear you say that that's the only way they can go, because then they're going to intentionally try to go the opposite direction just to really, yeah.
No, but I
Yeah, what do
completely
you know
agree
about
with you.
game dev? You don't know anything about game dev.
No way we go. I'll show you.
Regardless of whether we're game devs or not, but we do have some good ideas, and the community as a whole come up with some fantastic ideas. You know, there's a lot of people that come out with, you know, ideas for maps, ideas for gameplay in Crucible, and just general gameplay. And I think some of the things that Bungie do listen to and they have implemented, like when we were talking like a couple of years back about the different rings of Trials of Osiris. You know, once somebody has gone flawless, take them out of that initial pool and put them in their own pool.
Mhm.
2 years later, we got that. It was like fantastic, and it's like, and a lot of
And
the
then we loved it, but the sweaties hated it, so then they reverted it.
no, they haven't
Kind of.
reversed. They haven't
Kind
reversed
of.
it. Not yet. Anyway, they're going to review it in season 19. But the thing is with that is that the sweaties have now kind of found a loophole that if they don't go flawless, they can spend the whole day in like the lower pool and just farm everybody for kills in that lower skill. And I found that more and more often because I don't get to play at the weekend, like on the Friday, Saturday, Sunday as the reset, because I'm at work mainly, and then editing the podcast and putting it out on the Monday. Tuesday is the only day that I kind of get to play, and it should be the you know, everybody that's serious about going flawless is in that flawless pool. But I then still come up against some of the sweatiest teams, especially if I'm playing solo, in that normal kind of pool, because they are just in there farming for kills and resetting their cards and going back, and just sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. You know, some weeks I can get to like 5 or 6 wins in a row without kind of losing, and I feel better in myself. But then some weeks it's kind of so demoralizing. So I think some people have found a loophole of a way to kind of play and just kind of do whatever they wanted to do. But we knew that was going to happen. We knew that people were going to find loopholes. They always do.
Right. We have a
Have you
we have
set
a
up your
chat from
1.1?
Ukrik saying, "Make Nova Bomb strong again."
Yes.
2 Gallahorn shots is straighter is stronger than the Nova Bomb, and it sucks.
Oh, we're talking about PvE.
Yeah.
Must be. Yeah.
Yeah, Nova Bomb is still one shot somebody in Crucible, and then the Slova Bomb one shots somebody, and then those
Everybody.
damn orbs chase you so long,
do.
dude.
But I used to
Like,
love
yeah.
the old Destiny
I've
1
been
version.
killed. Somebody shot a Nova Bomb at the end of one of my matches, and my next match began, and I was killed by the previous Nova Bomb.
But I love the old original Destiny 1 Nova Bomb, which was that one that you could put it on to fan it out. It would split into 3, and if you flicked your controls on your controller, you could do like a 360, and it would fan out like 180, 360 degrees, depending on, you know, and kill everything kind of in that room. I remember doing that quite a lot in PvP. That was good fun.
But you know, for I guess we're on PvP now. I guess.
Oh, well, you guys were going to go and do some testing in PvP, so I
Well,
was
I'm
just
waiting on him, but he
Okay.
he had a conversation he wanted to talk about. I tried to play devil's advocate for the warlocks, and he's like, so he hates the fact that warlocks can punch so far, and recently
me
now punch
explain.
so
let
fast.
Michael
Yeah,
explain. Go on.
yeah.
Yeah. Basically, there's been the whole conversation about the Athrus's embrace or whatever it is. I think that maybe the hunter exotic, but the warlock exotic that allows you to have extra melee range
A fitting
plus
aspect.
some extra buffs and benefits and all
Yeah,
that
the
jazz.
fitting aspects.
Yeah, and people are in the community are talking about they should nerf it, blah 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 blah, and all this jazz. And I'm like, I'm of the mindset where it's like, nah, it doesn't need to be nerfed. I don't think so. But what I do believe is that their adjustment where they fixed, or rather, allowed warlocks to have the same time frame of melee initiation as every other class, making it even. I think they need to revert that, because just talking about not melee abilities, but just general melee, period.
Unempowered.
You should not have a basic melee that its range extends further than everybody else's melee and be able to trigger your melee just as fast as they can trigger theirs. That's advantage warlock all the time, the whole way. And there's no way around that. So I think that whole little adjustment of making their melee trigger just as fast as everybody else needs to be reverted. Or they need to lose the range on their melee, their little air slap. It just shouldn't be a thing.
No, but hunters and titans get a lunge with ours, don't we? Isn't that the equalizer there? Is whereas a warlock, actually, do warlocks lunge? I don't think they do. But a warlock
Yeah.
has the range, but we can lunge to cover that distance. You know what I'm saying? So we can get
The
right up on
lunge
them.
only comes with abilities.
Okay.
So with abilities, you get your extra little lunge and all that jazz like that. But your basic melee, no abilities associated. Warlocks have that extra. I think it's double the range of everybody else. And it's not a fair adjustment to give them the same slap speed and also range.
So you
I
think
don't
the
think
range
so.
should be nerfed or the slap speed?
One or the other. I mean, I'm pretty sure they don't want to lose the range on their melee, so revert their slap speed.
And this is just
Otherwise,
the
make it even.
unempowered melees, right? We're not talking abilities. You're just
Yep.
talking unempowered
Nope.
melee.
Just unempowered melees.
Right.
Because you shouldn't have an extended melee range, basic, that extends further than anybody else. Like, it's just that's advantage you all day long, and then you don't want there's supposed to be a downside. That's the part of being in a class. In what game do you have mages also a monk infighter as well? You don't.
How often do you find yourself in that situation where you have no abilities and you're just slapboxing a warlock?
The point is, it can happen. The thing that I do find more often when I close that distance and somehow they're able to melee me faster because of connection, because they also have that, increased melee speed. It's like, yeah, it just shouldn't happen. Certain things just shouldn't take place, honestly, because you already have those extra benefits. So remove one, so that way you can't do the little easily, like their ability to shotgun melee far surpasses everybody else in basic terms.
So they can
Like,
shotgun
it's a
melee
mild
you
thing.
at a greater range, is your complaint.
Yeah. No, it's not specifically shotgun melee. It's just the melee range. They already got a bonus to that. So they shouldn't have the same speed as everyone else. I'm not for nerfing exotics, because exotics are supposed to be exotic for a reason. So keep it an exotic. Let the exotic be. But revert that change to the melee. It's been that way for forever. There's no reason why you should switch it now, because that just makes it unbalanced.
Well, I think the thing here is that it's user error. I think the problem is that you're getting too close to the warlocks. Don't get close to them.
He's a Titan.
You're a Titan. You're a Titan. You
I
get
am
close to everybody.
But I'm a scared Titan. I stay in corners away from people.
Oh no,
I'm a cowering
fuck
Titan.
that. I mean, no, forget that. No, I'm like, hey, I'm a Titan. I'm coming to give you a hug. I'm all about brotherly love, and yeah, you deserve a hug. I'm gonna give you a fist bump to your face.
That would be
Electrify.
Rock paper
that
scissors
would
with
actually
the
be
gut.
interesting, wouldn't it? If a Titan
The
Titan
chat
did.
said it was a skill issue too.
Hey,
It-
say what you want.
Haters gonna hate, hey.
Uh-huh.
Hey, it is what it is.
I think that would be interesting if the Titans were given when they were punching. If you had the solar subclass on, you gave us a slight burn to whoever you were punching. If you punched them with Void, you gave them a slight debuff, and if you punched them with
Well,
Arc,
no,
you gave
now
them
you
a
get now you're getting into the empowered one. That's
No,
a
I'm
whole
just-
nother ball of wax. He's just
Yeah,
talking about straight up unempowered.
Yeah, I like the idea of that. It's just that, or if you punch them with stasis, you kind of give them a bit of a debuff of like slowing them.
And that should be for every class, not just Titans, right?
No, that should just be for Titans.
No, sir. No, sir.
No,
No,
you-
sir.
Okay, then.
Well, I mean, why not though? Because no. Here's my only reason why I say why not with that. Because you already took away our best ability to one shot with our melee with any melee.
Hmm.
You already took that away. So and you didn't give us anything in return. They didn't give us anything.
What are you
in
talking
return.
about? Yeah, they did.
No.
No.
Oh, it
They
can
did.
move a little. It
No,
can
no,
move a
they
little
did.
further.
In return,
Okay.
they gave you on one of your subclasses the ability to knock them away from you, so you can follow that melee up with a
That's
shotgun
not a
blast.
no.
What they
No.
also did is they made it
No.
such that if you, as a Titan, melee somebody, the game physically prevents them from meleeing you back for a certain time period. They cannot
For
melee you back.
literally,
But
for
you-
literally half a second.
Yeah, but with,
What you did was you took away $2 and gave me 50 cents, sir.
yeah, and they completely disabled an exotic in PvP. There's no use for an insurmountable skullfall in PvP.
Nope.
Why?
I mean, you can make
do you
it
mean
use
why? You
for it, but
can't
it's now it's a meme use.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if
well-
you
It's with that Thunder Punch. It's a meme now.
Well,
Like,
no,
it's
you
like
have
it
to
has
close with a
name.
melee now. You can't open with one. That's the only change. You got to do a little bit of damage, and then you kill him with a melee, and you get your melee back.
Okay. So here's the other part. Here's the other parts of that. Titan melees should not have activation conditions. Everybody else melee, they can activate at any time, any place, from any space, any distance, anywhere. They can press their button and activate their melee. We always have to run for about 1 or 2 seconds before we
And you
can
get an
initiate
overshield
our
when you do
melee.
that. Okay, yeah.
no,
No. The
put-
overshield comes after 3 seconds. And you're not, and if you're trying to do a clutch with the melee, you're not running or needing or wanting to run to get to the person to try to melee them. So the initiation conditions for melees for Titans, including the missile, the jumping in the air and slamming down, you should not have to get momentum and run to do it. Especially when you've taken away some of the added benefit of the one shot. Like, that condition just should not exist. It should.
Well, technically, devil's advocate here, you do have an ability that you don't have to run to activate your melee, and that melee can potentially one shot if circumstances
You're
are
talking
correct.
about the stand and charge and hope that no one.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another one you have now. Yes, that one too. No,
So which one were
I
you
was
talking
thinking about the whole once you have 3 stack or two or 3. I'll have to check. I think it's 2 stacks of roaring flames. Your throwing hammer.
Yeah,
can
Roaring
one
Flames
shot.
has been nerfed. No, it's been nerfed dramatically.
So it's 3
So
stacks.
it's
You
nowhere
can't kill.
near as. I don't remember what it is, but
You
it's
try and
been
get
nerfed
3 stacks
dramatically.
in PvP without dying.
Well,
Yeah.
everybody's got a condition. Like for
And
the
it-
100
and it's
throwing
the
knife that
timer.
he's always bringing up, it doesn't one shot you all the time. We have to prime it by shooting you in the head a few times.
Oh, so
and
you
then
just
throw
have to shoot somebody, ducking from
In
the
that
cover.
yeah.
Titans have to
Yeah.
kill
Specifically,
someone.
Yeah,
Whatever.
that's
Titans have to
so
kill
hard
someone
with a
with an
hand cannon
ability.
on a hunter
I don't use hand cannon, so I wouldn't know.
or a pulse rifle
Yeah.
or a scout
But you have
rifle
to
at
kill
range.
someone
Yeah,
with an ability to get a stack of roaring flame
Yep,
that only
thank you.
lasts for a few seconds, and then you have to get another kill with another ability, not the melee, because you're trying to preserve that and you don't want to throw your hammer and not kill them. Yeah, so it's too
I
many
didn't
conditions
say
to get to
it
that.
wasn't conditional. I just said it was possible.
The point is, it's just too many conditions. Like for the majority, I don't say all. for the majority of Titan melees, and they should remove those conditions. They should just be you can activate it whenever you want. So it's not a big deal, but it's just a minor thing. And only reason why I brought it up is like, instead of talking about nerfing the exotic that gives Warlock extra range, let's just address that. I mean, because that's an exotic. It should feel exotic. It should be exotic. Leave the exotic alone, but revert that change for the melee to compensate for that.
But I mean, I
think
see what
that'd
you're
be
saying.
effective.
I see that unless you do pre-damage, you can't get one shots anymore. But even after some of these changes were made, I had some of my Titans come in here and try some things out on me, like not your throwing hammer, but your solar hammer, where you run up and just knee him in the face, right?
Yeah.
Granted, that doesn't one shot somebody, but it does leave them with like 2 HP.
Yeah.
Super
Or the
duper
follow-up.
easy to clean up on. A shotgun, hell, you can breathe heavily on them and then they die, right? It's not like your melee, you're hitting somebody with your melee and they still have most of their shield and all of their health. No. You do
Okay.
significant damage with your melee. And all you gotta do is clean it up.
Take it and put it into live game sense.
Mm-hmm.
You're 1v1ing with someone,
Right?
and you want to get off this melee to get them at that point
Sure.
where they're clean upable. One, you don't have that overshield on this Titan variant, so you can't just approach them all willy-nilly. You have to get your distance. You have to come in. You're gonna take damage.
Sure.
And your sacrifice and your risk for taking all this damage and potentially getting yourself killed in this 1v1 is the benefit that, hey, at least I got you one shot.
No, but you could clean that
And then
up.
on top of that,
You can
after
clean that up.
no, because then on top of that, after you hit them with that melee, they're not stunned, they're not paralyzed, they don't have any restrictions on any abilities. You also have to consider that after you do that melee, there is the frame cooldown of you getting out of that melee, and then you're handling to bring your weapon back to bear, so that way you can either shoot or melee them again, which is about a 1 second.
But that's why you
delay.
have the shotgun. That's why so many of these Titans run around with shotguns to do exactly that. You melee, follow up with the guys that I run my Grandmasters with. One time we're in a lobby and they spent the first 30 minutes mastering the slide shotgun melee, so that they can do it all in the fraction of a
shotgun
second.
melee.
You
But
know?
the thing is, slide shotgun melee has nothing to do with the ability. You can slide shotgun melee with a basic melee. What's the point of the ability?
Well, the point
The
is,
ability has been basically neutered. All it is just a slightly more rangy version of what you already have, which means the ability is essentially useless. There's no point in it getting you one shot if you're going to slide shotgun melee. Like, there's no point in it.
all right, well, I guess it would also depend on the build, right? If you're using the Arc Titan with that overshield, you could get into the point where you slide shotgun melee, kill them, and because that overshield has protected you, you still have a lot of health and can re-engage on another target.
Yeah, you can. But that's that a whole nother class.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, like, even with that, like, it takes the extra stuff to the kit. That's why the Titan kit for Arc is so good. It's probably the best kit for Titans right now, for competitive play and everything else. Void probably comes second because of the defensive capabilities, but it's probably the best competitive build right now because you have so many things you can do that will be viable long after the season's gone. Solar Titans don't have anything.
What about
Like,
your shield throw? Does that not one shot anymore? Because I remember it used to.
Shield throw never one shot. No, shield throw. We never had a shield throw for starters, and two, it never one shot. The super one shots, but yeah, not the basic shield throw.
Maybe that's what I was thinking of. And doesn't your shield bash now stun the target for a second so you can kill them easier?
No, it suppresses.
So if you suppress me and you
running,
knock me away, I can't use an ability again. The only thing I can do is shoot you and hope I kill you before you shoot me as a follow-up.
Well, honestly, if you're playing Void Titan, you should be wearing the freaking, what's it called, the Knees of Glory anyway to kill you one shot with that, so that way when you die,
Oh, well,
you
there you
explode
go.
and cause everybody
You
else
put
to
that on
die.
any subclass, and now your melee is one shot. right?
But that's the exotic. That's not the class. The
Okay.
classes could already do that because what that exotic allowed you to do was now you don't just kill any rando blueberry, you kill supers too with that thing. And now it doesn't completely kill all supers. Now it only kills some supers. Which
Honestly speaking, I think a normal empowered melee shouldn't kill any super personally, unless
No, he's saying with the super.
It doesn't. He's saying with the exotic.
Yeah.
With the exotic, you could kill supers.
I think that's a little bit much. Unless it's a super that gets no damage reduction, you shouldn't be killing supers with an empowered melee, exotic or not.
If you let somebody run up to you with your super knees of glory and get close enough to you with all the supers that we have to hit you in the face with their knee, then you deserved it, sir. Okay? Because you're in a super and I'm running at you with my underwear on and my knee pads, and you let me get up close enough to put my knee in your face. You wanted it. I only assume you wanted it.
Look. Sometimes stopping a charging Titan is about as easy as stopping a charging Rhino. You know what I mean? You could step to the left or to the right if you have enough time to react. Sure. But
we're talking about a super while you're in a super, sir. While you're in a super. Tell me that you're like running away from a Titan while you're in a super.
Honestly, it depends on the super.
No, it doesn't. You're like, come on, let's do this. Like, I'll take that fight off.
Listen, that doesn't matter. That's not what we're talking about. We got off topic. Shut up.
That is a noni moment every time.
What just happened? Did I die? How did I die? I don't.
What?
Are you trying to say Omaiwa Shinderu? Is because he didn't?
I'm not nerd enough to memorize the phrase. I just know the way it sounds.
Right. All right. Anyway, troll. I mean, yeah, everybody's got their ups and downs, man. Like even all the stuff that people talk about, hunters being this and that and the other, right? Well, our stuff doesn't work without an exotic. Our one shot. Well, okay. For everybody out there who's about to jump on my case, if we're lucky enough to get a throwing knife headshot on a moving target when our throwing knife takes about 30 minutes to ready, right? Okay, yeah, we could potentially kill somebody with one shot if you're really, really good at a throwing knife. There are people out there that can do that, just like these sliding snipers, just like these flying through the air snipers. There are people with the skill level to do that, sure. Most people can't. We need exotic assistance, right?
We or just you?
Huh?
We or just you?
Oh, I'm sure I'm not the only one. So I'm going to say I'm positive I'm not the only one that needs exotic assistance to land that headshot.
I have a real serious question.
Go on.
Real serious. Have you ever been hit by a throwing knife that you didn't die by one shot?
Only if they threw it at my toe.
See?
Huh?
If they threw it at my toe and it kind of just grazed my toe, then no. But yeah, every other knife throw.
It does the same amount of damage whether it's your toe or your chest. The only time it does extra damage is if it gets you in the face.
I'm telling you, it doesn't matter where I am, what I'm doing, how I'm flying
because
in the
game
sky.
Doesn't tell you got hit with a throwing knife.
No.
You just take damage. You don't know where the damage came from.
No. I see the person do that little, I'm about to do this now. I see that.
And do they catch you in the head?
When it hits me. I'm telling you.
I think it has automatic tracking to go to the head.
Pretty much every time.
No, Fallout and Astrocost did videos to show that the knife tracking is ass. If you're more than a few inches off,
decades ago?
If you're more than a few inches off, relative to the character, not relative to your screen, if you're more than a few inches off, that knife is going to miss. The tracking is very, very nervous. Huh?
How many decades ago?
There hadn't been any changes to the throwing knife since then.
When did they do this test?
When we had the throwing knife changes, were they nerfed?
He doesn't know. He knows that they
did so it was years ago? Years ago then?
Well, our knife hasn't changed, dude.
You don't know because I'm telling you,
know.
There has not been a throwing knife. There has maybe been maybe 1 out of 10 throwing knives that doesn't one shot me.
Bro, I told you to
From
meet me in
full health.
PvP to show you this stuff. You show me yours, I'll show you mine. That didn't
I'm
come out right.
okay.
Damn it.
I mean, it looked like it slipped out the same way it always slips out, sir.
Anyway.
End of the season stuff.
Right? Beginning of new season stuff.
Beginning of new season stuff. Are you guys excited for a new season?
Well, let me ask my two questions.
You are two questions.
Has anybody else not claimed the exotics out of their what's it called?
I keep mine until the next season starts.
Season pass? Are you talking about?
Yeah.
Well, like you get if you've bought the reward track as well, you get the 2 different versions, don't you? You get the same version, but you have to wait until track. Is it number 34 on the track, or the free track of the exotic? And if you've paid for the battle pass, as it were, you get it on track 1, day 1 instant. So yeah, sometimes I leave loads of different stuff on the reward tracks, and it isn't until kind of it gets to the next season I go, oh, I must go back onto the Bungie.net site and have a look at what is still sitting there.
Well, other than that, I am super excited to finally, 1 season later, finally get my Arc subclass ornament armor.
Are you upset about that?
Yeah.
Did you not want the Fortnite armor set?
Tilted about that.
Dude, like I have to wait literally and just fantasize and try to make up what I think Arc would look like. Yeah, I'm tilted by that. That I got this ugly but like all like blacked out helmet. Yeah, I'm tilted about that. That's
But you could have been a
that's
pirate for
what
this
I'm
whole
putting
entire
myself
season.
on.
You could have spoken like a pirate. You could have dressed like a pirate. Right, I'd say a pirate,
Yeah,
more of
I'm
elixir
not 4
pirate.
years old. I'm not 4 years old.
Wow.
I don't want to look like a hobo pirate. I don't want to look like a hobo pirate. But I will say, those arms on the Titan look freaking amazing on every other armor. Like, oh, it looks so good. At first, it looked kind of memey, like when you saw it on the pirate, but when you put it on something else, it makes you look like Colossus. It's amazing.
No, I totally agree with you with that. They do look really cool. I think it was Gold.
Everything
Golden
else though
God
is
was playing with
trash.
me one day, and he had them on. I was like, "Dude, where did you get them from?" I had to inspect him and like, I have access to this, and why have I not put these on?
Right? I would almost the whole season until about like last month. I was like, "Oh crap, these actually look good." Because when you're looking at the pirate armor, just like the whole setup, you're just like, eh. It looks very eh. So, but hey, good job, Bungie. Yeah, you guys.
So you guys haven't actually seen any of the leaks for next season, have you?
Only those supers. Only what they showed us on purpose.
Only the supers. You talking about the new super? You talking about the new?
Yeah,
the light.
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
No,
Is that what's coming out?
No,
next?
that's not what's coming out next. That's in Nightfall. That's in February. What I'm talking about is like the Christmas stuff. Like we'll get a new. We've got a new season coming. I think it's the 6th of December or 7th of December, and it's Season of Redacted as it always is. But I just wondered, because if you guys hadn't seen any of the leaks, what do you think is coming? Because we've got Ido and Mithrax messing about with jars that could contain parts of Nezarec. We haven't got Arf here this week to explain stuff. So what do you guys think is going to happen in this last week going into the new season? Is it going to tie in? And if you've been to the Elixir Quarter, have you seen the bots that are sweeping up? And
super bots.
Have you seen what's on their arms?
I did not pay that much attention. No.
Okay.
I haven't been to the hobo quarters since I got my red border weapon like 3 months ago.
Wow, that's a little classist of you, my friend.
Well, I mean, hey, sorry, they're literally the trash mobs of the universe, like literally.
When I logged on this week to check out the event and found that it was broken anyway, I watched the I watched the Bontis video to kind of get a refresh of, he's obviously been in and played it like day one, minute one of, and he's going to explain it all to me. So what was quite interesting, he went through it all, and then he was like, hey, if you go to the Elixir Quarter after like the first couple of hours, you'll see this sweeper bot sitting there. and on each arm they've got a symbol that's split, and if you put the two parts of the symbol together, it makes a very well-known symbol in Destiny, basically. And it's the Warmind symbol and Rasputin. So I think Bungie are slightly teasing what's going to happen next season with it could possibly be Rasputin coming back, and there'll be more story about that, because the last time we left him, he was encased in an engram. Anna Bray had kind of managed to rescue him after the pyramids attacked and put him in an engram. And from there, I think there was a voice line recently where they were trying to explain that Anna Bray's been trying to do something with the engram and try and get him into an exoskeleton. So Rasputin would be an exo. And I think we all kind of knew
Wow,
this.
that sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think we knew this was kind of coming in the lore, but I think it's only been this last week that those sweeper bots with the Rasputin symbol have appeared. And with that, I watched Mylin's Games this week. He put out a video going over the story of Rasputin. So he goes over what previously happened with Rasputin and his kind of son, as it were, and the story behind that, and what happened with, who was it? Was it Felwinter? I think it was Felwinter.
Yeah, that's his unofficial son.
That was it. His
Yeah.
unofficial son. So he goes through the whole story of that. I mean, it's only like about 10 minutes long, but it just kind of gives you a brief history of Rasputin, where he's come from, and where kind of the story could possibly be going in the next season. So if you're interested, go and have a look at that.
That'd be funny. That'd be funny as hell. Felwinter comes back after Rasputin's in the next show. Hi, Dad. It's not so fun, is it?
Yeah. Well, technically, he was kind of, as far as I'm aware, a Warmind splitting himself into an exo to go and explore the world and calling him his son is still.
And then trying to kill him. Yes.
It still is kind of. It's still Rasputin trying to kill himself.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Rabbit's got the gun.
That's exactly what it is. Oh, God.
But yeah, have you guys got any thoughts? Any things that you'd like to see next season?
Well, I can't help but notice you Titans have kind of slimmed down with this season, this Dawning armor, huh? Y'all go on a diet. You have smaller shoulders. You have a slim waistline. What's going on, guys? What's up with that?
What are you talking
Well,
about?
normally we've got dangly
The Dawning armor.
Dawning armor.
Yeah.
What is this?
The Dawning
What
is the
Dawning?
Christmas stuff. Christmas armor, the shiny bits.
I have not even seen it.
Yeah, it kind of looks like Sparrow Racing League.
Nuh-uh.
It does. It looks like.
There's no way.
You remember them Sparrow Racing League? We were all sleek and stylish, being like.
Oh, the armor
thin
style.
outfits.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. I'm just looking back on my previous season pass of the Season of the Haunted. If you go to the Bungie.net website, sign in, and then you can look at where does it come under? If you sign in, go to season progress, and then it'll show you the current season, and then it'll show you only the previous season's items. And it says I've got 61 items that I haven't claimed on the previous track. So I've got to kind of get them before the end of next week, really. So there was a mini TWAB put out this week going over the Game to Give that is going on. So this is the annual Game to Give fundraising campaign from Bungie. It's in its 4th year. So this year's edition is an extra special, as the Bungie Foundation is officially announcing their flagship iPads for Kids program has a new name. Introducing Little Lights. To celebrate this community-inspired change, they are also launching the Little Lights mobile app to provide an even more robust patient experience available exclusively as part of the Little Light program. And then they go over things that they've done, looking after Team Rubicon, the Puerto Rico and Florida disasters that have happened in those regions, and getting involved this year. It starts on November 22nd, so it's already started. It's already officially going. And if you would like to raise some money, there are some emblems available for donating. A lot of money you need to donate to get a lot of these things, but then there's some posters.
Yeah, but the money you're donating isn't for the items. The money you're donating is for the charity.
I know.
You just happen to get the item.
So if you donate, let's have a quick look. Exclusively during the Game to Give 2022 fundraising, we will have the opportunity to earn rewards just starting at $500. So $500 will give you the Foundation Layer emblem. Very 70s look. It's orange and brown. It's very unique. At 1,000, you will get the Bungie Store gift card, which will be $50 to spend at the Bungie Store, and the emblem as well. $2,500 will give you a digital game to give 2002 Hall of Fame poster. 5,000 will give you the physical Hall of Fame poster and the custom Dutex jersey, and all the other rewards previous. And then there's an Arc propellant emblem for $10. There's the Respite Focus emblem for $25. We have
Tenderhead shell.
Tenderhead shell. It's exotic ghost shell. It looks pretty cool. Very unique. $60. $100 will get you the light-hearted exotic sparrow. So yeah, there's quite a few things. We will link it in the show notes if you want to kind of give to an amazing cause. And yeah.
So have they teased the Arc ornament armor?
No, not yet.
When can we expect that?
Possibly next
Probably
week.
sometime in January.
No. Possibly in next week's TWAB, we might get more information on the Arc armor. Any more changes? Maybe the name. We might actually, it'll probably still be Season of Redacted. And Tuesday, just before the new season drops, not this Tuesday coming up, but the next Tuesday, the 6th or the 7th, whichever one it drops on, that'll be the day that we get the trailer a couple of hours before telling us the name. Although I think it's already been leaked, but I'm not going to go over that now because there's no point in spoiling it.
Season of Redacted. The name isn't that important anyway. I don't know what. It's not like Season of.
Well, it could. Well, I'm
I'm
just
not
throwing
some
it out.
huge spoiler, you know.
No, but it could be Season of Rasputin, but it's not. But what I'm saying is that could be a big spoiler for other people.
What is going on? So Mike is hitting me, right, with the blinding melee shoulder charge. I have a shotgun, and we're trying to do it such that after he hits me, I'm trying to kill him while blind. And it seems like a 50-50 thing, because if I'm blind, even though I'm aiming at the same spot, like right there, I missed entirely. Not a single round hit him, even though I'm aiming in the same spot.
No, I got hit. I got half damage.
Did
I
you?
took half the damage. Yeah.
Wow.
You were off because it does throw you. Like you get shoulder charge. You're not going to have your aim in the exact same spot. You will be thrown off just a little.
And I'm blind for so long, you could very easily kill me after the fact.
I know you guys are having fun there, but Respawn, the people need their Respawn's Report Roundup. I'm interested to see your take on the second to last one or the last one.
PSA, when the team creates new social media accounts for Bungie Help Destiny, we will make announcements from our verified and owned spaces. Do not be fooled by fakes as people search for Twitter alternatives. Much love. You know, let's be honest. As much smack as everybody's talking about, nobody's leaving Twitter. I mean, even the news companies are like, "Oh, we're gonna back out." In 24 hours, they were back again. Nobody's leaving. So far, Twitter hasn't even changed all that much. He's unbanned people that were banned. He hasn't banned other people permanently. I mean, I'm so sick and tired of this whole Twitter debacle nonsense. You don't like the guy that used to be your hero. Wah, freaking wah. So he unlocked the president. Guess what? President hasn't tweeted a single thing since he's been unlocked. Wah, freaking wah. Just knock it off with all the, "Oh, we're leaving Twitter." No, you're not. Shut up. Twitter is still the common space everybody's going to be at for years to come. So just shut the hell up, all right? If you're going to leave Twitter, then leave now, right? Just stop talking about doing it and do it. Otherwise, shut up. Bungie Help. Players encountering errors 1618 or missing their character data using Bungie's API are recommended to log into Destiny 2 and equip a different emblem on each character. Then load their character data again on the site apps. Their character data. So you have to change your emblem. No, not even that. Each character has to have a different emblem. Load your data again. Please report to our help forum if they're still having issues. How do you come up with these solutions? You know? So somebody has a problem. Who would have thought, you know what, just change your emblem. You'll be fine. Whatever. Bungie Help says, this fix has been temporarily reverted as we investigate an ongoing issue. The fix will be re-enabled soon. And they're talking about, we have resolved an issue causing parts of a whole emblem not to count as collected. Reward towards the Elixir Ambassador Triumph. Destiny Bulletin says, "Hey, at Bungie, how many coins to fix the old tower?" Oh, for real, right? Oh, the old tower was so. Destiny Bulletin says the official hashtag Destiny 2 Guardian Games replica rival ghost shells from the at Numbskull designs are now available. This is not in relation to the previous. This is a whole different. My bad, guys. This includes the Ocularia in-game emblem code. Order here, and it gives you a link, so you can buy the ghost shell with your animal spirit, depending on the class that you play.
Guardian Games ones, wasn't it? So
Yeah,
that you
Guardian
had you had the snake on the ghost for the hunters, the eagle or bird on the warlocks, and the lion on the titans.
Lion.
Yeah.
You don't know your own spirit animal? What the hell?
My spirit
Destiny
animal is a
Bulletin.
penguin, so
Oh, really? Looks
No.
like Bungie's store swapped the VOTD rate of VOTD.
Val the Disciple.
Thank you. Valve the Disciple raid jackets of two similar gamer tags. Kingo Flan's VOTD raid jacket to King of Platypus 1. Oh, so they shipped the wrong jackets to the wrong people. I gotcha.
I put
And
that
they-
in because I was interested to see if your raid jacket has reached you just yet.
I have my raid jacket, but guess
oh, you
what?
do?
Yeah, guess what?
What?
They sent the wrong size. My
My
wife now has my raid jacket. Yeah. Yeah, I was super excited about that.
Now she understands what all those hours of ignoring were for.
Uh-huh. Oh, she
Get the
loves the jacket. I was gonna send it back. I was livid. And I was gonna send it back. Like, I waited 9 months for you to send me the wrong size, Bungie. And she's like, "No, I'll keep it." She physically snatched it from me and hid it for days.
Oh, you know,
I mean, I waited like 3 months or still going on 4 months before I can get my freaking arc ornament armor. I still ain't got it, so I mean, hey, you got it easy, buddy.
40,
You got it easy.
yeah, 4 months compared to 9 months.
Now,
Yes,
the question
you
is,
clearly
yeah,
have it harder.
Micah,
Actually getting a physical thing.
Micah.
I'm not getting anything physical out of this. It's literally just ornamental.
Micah. Now the thing is, are you going to spend silver and buy it the first week, or are you going to wait over the period of the whole season and buy it with bright dust? Are
that
you
is
that
correct.
dedicated?
No, he's not.
No, they're gonna have it for sale for like the full thing for bright
It,
dust, like they did.
it depends on
Oh yeah,
on
no,
how
for
it
bright
looks.
dust each week
Yeah.
for like they split it over the 12, 14 weeks of the season. That you'll get maybe one piece 1 week, and then you'll get a 2-week break, and then you'll get another piece. Are you going to do it like that, or are you going to buy it all with silver to start off with? Because the man moaning that he hasn't got the arc set should, in theory, spend some silver and get it the first week. Just saying.
Well, if that's the way you and Bungie think, then I'm afraid you're both.
I told you, man.
If you're shipping out $100 DLC packages, you're not gonna get an extra money out of me for silver. And nope.
Speaking of what, you still don't even have the DLC, do you?
Which one?
The one that's coming up.
Delightful.
You don't,
No.
because you don't have the auto rifle.
No, I don't
No,
either.
I guess,
And
yeah. I mean, I guess I should maybe get it, but I don't
didn't
have
have a spare $100 to kind of spend.
Oh no, he's got it. The
it.
problem is
Technically,
the
Well,
problem is
not if he's got a
he's-
new baby on the
he's
way.
like the McScrew.
that's
He's
like
got the
Steve
money.
Bannon.
He just has the money because he never spends the money. Yes.
I asked for the money for Christmas. I said, look, can you guys give me some money for Christmas so that I can go out and, because they're always going to me, what do you want? What do you want? And when I say that I want like a 4K Blu-ray, they're like, oh, you have that every year. Can we give you something else? So this year I said, "Give me money."
Yes, I want it every year because I don't have it yet.
Yeah. I don't buy them throughout the year and I go, here's a list of the ones that I haven't bought. So could you go and buy them for me? No, they didn't want to do that. So I said, can I have some money to go and get the expansion? I got told the other day, no, we're not going to do that for you. You can use your own money and go and get that after Christmas.
Wow.
Because we actually want to
I
give
know
you
who
some
said
gifts.
it too. I know exactly who said it too.
They said they want to give me gifts. I'm like, but you said you didn't want to give me gifts. You wanted to give me something else. So I gave you this something.
I wanted to give
No.
you a gift until you mentioned
They-
Destiny. Now I
yeah.
want to give you a gift.
What, they said they want to give me gifts on Christmas Day rather than have nothing on Christmas Day apart from some money. Like, fair enough, What was the final thing on your respawns list?
The final thing on the response list was Elsie and El Rosa, PKMT1234. The Destiny Lo-Fi Collection Volume 1, a 40-minute Destiny Lo-Fi remix album featuring Deepstone Lullaby, Journey, Eyes Up, and more is out now. You can listen to it here, and it's a YouTube link, and there's a bunch of hashtags.
I will put that in the show notes. So if you want to have a
What
listen.
I think is that our fans have been asking you for a particular LP for 4 years, no, let's say 3 years, and that hasn't come to pass. And the longer the show goes, the more stuff there is to sift through to find the particular items for the particular LP that the people have been demanding for years.
Some of the stuff I have kept on a separate track, but now I don't know where I've put that. It's somewhere on my laptop.
No, I kept all those separate. Cool. I don't know where
did.
they are.
No, but I would make them a separate kind of track by themselves, because sometimes I would send you a copy and go, haha, look what I did to you this week.
Yeah.
And I'd name it something, and sometimes I wouldn't put that it's a respawn song. So it's just whatever it was called at the time that I called it, and now it's in a list of like billions of like sound effects that I have for the show. So
anyway,
shall I run through some tips, tricks, guides, and builds before we get out of here? Cheese Forever has the infinite donation glitch, which, as I said at the beginning, I found out that it didn't work for me, but it may work for you. So go and check that out, because you may be able to just kind of quickly do all the reward track and get an enhancement core and prisms and shards and an exotic ghost from just.
Or you could do like I do and take your captain's coins and just hold on to
No,
them
don't
until
do
they
what
become
Micah does.
irrelevant and then
Just
just discard them because it's a worthless
Micah's
thing
trying to
anyway.
lure you down a dark path there. Don't listen to him.
I already told them Mike is not looking out for their best interest. If they're
No.
listening to him at
I'm
this
just
point,
trying to save
then
them time. Go play Nightfall. You will get more golf balls that way.
Yes, you
golf
will.
balls being ascendant shards.
Yeah, you will.
Don't chase this thing, all these Linsky coins and whatnot, just to get a couple of freaking
Help the cause.
shards.
Help the cause.
Oh my God, they're not even real aliens. We're not even giving them real stuff.
that's not true. We gave them digital stairs, a digital light bulb, digital plants, and a tractor. For some reason,
I'm gonna blow your mind real quick.
What's that?
Why do they need stairs when literally every single NPC in the game can literally out of anywhere and nowhere teleport into ethereal magicness to and from anywhere?
Because that takes energy to do. I mean, sometimes I can't even stand at the side of my own bed in the morning, and you want me to teleport up a set of stairs? Seriously?
So you rather get up and walk to the stairs and walk up the stairs?
I mean, sometimes it's I'd rather not get up and walk at all.
When people finish conversations, they do like Batman. They turn around and then just poof, they're just gone. I'm sorry. And we gave them stairs.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
don't you complain about
Really?
stairs?
Really?
That took a lot of work.
Dude, you took a lot of currency. Golly. Spiders. Spiders getting richer, I tell you what. Anyway, tips, tricks, guides, builds. What do you got for us? Anything new from Plunder the Booty?
Plunder's always got some good stuff, and his channel is always linked in our show notes, along with Cheese Forever, because you've got to keep those guys attached and just hit that like bell and subscribe to them so that you know when a video comes up. And it's literally every week there's going to be a video from. Although this week I was listening to a good old Cheese Forever who was on the Potato Thumbs podcast, which I'll also link in the show notes. And it's just a kind of really nice interview with him going about telling you all about how he gets the cheeses and goes through all the testing and things and how he kind of got into video creation. Really cool interview. So if you want to go and listen to that, that is in our show notes. But one thing that I was interested, I've had this bug about doing the Shattered Throne for quite some time.
Oh my God, yes.
Mactix put out a guide of how anyone can solo floor the Shattered Throne in 20 minutes. And now I did watch it, and he can do it, and I completely understand, going through and him showing me how he can do it. I still have this thing that I can't get past that ogre without dying. But anyway, I was going to do it, But then Iron Banner came up the same week, so I kind of prioritized my Iron Banner. Love my Iron Banner, even though I was already an Iron Lord, gilded. I just have to. It's like catnip. I have to play it anyway. So, but if you want to kind of learn how to do the solo flawless Shattered Throne in 20 minutes, Mactix has his video. A really cool, interesting one that I watched this week or listened to was Patagates Gaming. He asked his friends why they stopped playing D2. And this was more about playing like Crucible and the reasons why they stopped playing Crucible, why they stopped enjoying it. And some of them did, some of them didn't. And it was, who was it? It was Castle Content, Apathetic, and Patagates, I think, were the three that were talking. I may have missed another one, but I can't remember off the top of my head who was chatting. He does tell you at the beginning. But they were talking about their reasons why they enjoy Crucible now, or don't enjoy Crucible now, and what they're looking forward to with the Crucible changes, with the new way that they're going to work out like a structure of ranks and what they want to see from rewards. And it's pretty much like we've said, a black shader. Why is there not a completely black shader? People love black shaders, complete black shaders, emblems that do things, ornaments for weapons, things like that. So there's a lot of discussion about that, and I know it's something that we've kind of all talked about it, but what I found interesting was the reasons why they enjoy it and the reasons why they don't enjoy it. And some of the things were like, I can completely understand, where they were talking about these are good players, these are really good PvP players, you know, Patagates, Apathetic, and Castle, that do a lot of PvP content. And they were saying, you know, when they rock up into Trials of Osiris and they see 3 Titans on the opposite team with armamentariums, it's like, no, sorry, we're just going to get destroyed. What's the point? You know, with the way that the arc grenades are at the moment, with those storm ones that chase you down, or 3 hunters with the Galfaken's chess piece, like invisible hunters. Just, you go against a team that are kind of completely set up to destroy you or ruin your life. Although it's in the game, but you know, they were like saying, some things shouldn't be in the game that like that. And one of the guys said, you know, he doesn't play PvP like he used to. Now he just kind of plays private matches because it's more easy to control the variables in that, with just having fun with your friends. So go and watch and listen to that. That was really cool. Then I said about the Myelin Games with the story of Rasputin. That one's in there. Now, another one that I kind of want to highlight is Time Sausage Gaming, who has gone back over a puzzle that was on Europa. Do you remember this one? This was Europa's secret puzzle, the Vex puzzle, that
Yeah.
you went and did a different thing at all these different locations. And then at the end of it, if you do some emotes, it gives you a kind of weapon. And you can do this once per character in the game. So he goes over that. It's been in the game for quite some time, but for new players coming into the game, you might not know this really cool secret. So that's in the show notes. Cool Guy this week did a video on I wish Bungie would change this after 5 years. And this is going over kind of perks and barrels that are in the game that have just been the same since Destiny 2 was invented, basically. There's been no iteration, there's been no change on these things. They are just as they are. And he goes over what he would like to see. And he comes up with some really cool ideas, and going back and looking at some of the old Destiny 1 perks that have kind of been changed when they came into Destiny 2, but maybe they kind of might need to be implemented or changed slightly to make them better for the guns going forward. But again, he says it kind of causes this ripple effect. You start changing these little things and it will cause a ripple with like the way that weapons function and the way that the sandbox is created. So it may be hindering the game even more than it is, but it was definitely worth a watch. Lucky 10p this week had a video I think it was literally last night that he put it out. Cheetah exposes himself on YouTube. Now, this Cheetah did a live stream of him playing Destiny 2 in trials, and just kind of, you have to see it to believe it, because he's got the stream in the background of this guy with a Wither Horde just firing on automatic, just like, and supers like constantly, just destroying other teams.
Cheat?
Sorry?
They're still doing that cheat?
Yeah,
they are.
And the guy was like streaming on YouTube for quite some time, and he didn't get taken down until something was put in the chat. But so Bungie still haven't taken him down, but he was explaining as he was streaming that he could continue to do this as much as he wanted. He would just be able to kind of jump on a new account and still do the same thing. Bungie would not be able to stop him. So it's interesting that, you know, Lucky 10p has kind of highlighted this. Yeah, I found it quite interesting to watch this video of this like wither horde just being fired automatically and supers just popping off as soon as they kind of jumped into the game. It's like, wow, this is surreal. And I think it was Lucky did say that it's one of these things that kind of popped up once they swapped from, was it Battle.net that they were on previously? Once they
Battle.net,
jumped-
Battle.eye, yeah.
yeah, once they swapped from Battle.net over to Steam, that's when all the cheating came up because it was easier to cheat on Steam than it was on Battle.net. But yeah, it's just. So yeah, those were my tips, tricks, guides, and builds. I mean, there's not too many builds or guides in there. It's just a few things towards the end of the season that I found really interesting that people might want to kind of look at. I mean, you can still solo flawless the Shattered Throne without it being the pinnacle dungeon for the week. I may try and give it a go this week if I get everything else done, because there's still quite a few triumphs and challenges that I need to do. I still haven't got my large pile of bright dust from doing the 75 out of the 78 challenges. And I need that if I'm going to buy this arc armor that Micah keeps telling me about that's happening next season. And yeah, there's double XP, so I've got to get my Crime Mutiny grenade launcher ornaments from Gambit and Vanguard Strikes as well. So I've got a lot to kind of pack in for this last week.
And you really think you're going to get all that done?
It's a possibility. I mean, I've done lots of overtime this week, so I'm not working tonight. So
I get, to be fair, you do have children that you've already told us you break terms of service about all the time anyway. So
that's a good idea. Yeah, I could just force Phoenix to play Gambit until his eyes bleed.
Wow. Could that be considered child abuse, making somebody play Gambit?
Only if you get caught.
Yeah,
That's true. That's true. Thanks, Real Hyper. Thanks, Real Hyper. We appreciate you listening to us, man. He's all like, "Is this live?" I'm like, "Yep." He goes, "My life is complete." It's almost over, but yeah, it's live.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you told him it's almost over.
Definitely abuse. Don't do that. Some guy's already calling CPS. Oh my god. Anyway.
So have you guys got any more thoughts before we get out of here?
Nope.
Yep. Last thought, just make sure that you contribute to the Linsky process, charity or whatever you want to call it. I mean, and after you're done doing that, upgrade your charitable contributions by helping Prince Obi-Wan-Naku, get out of Nigeria and reclaim his throne.
What?
Yeah, what?
Okay, the Nigerian email scams where they actually send the money. Charity and it actually
You're silly. You're so silly. You're a silly biscuit.
Well, thank you very much for joining us this week, Micah. I know it was such short notice for you. It was literally as we were recording because Respawn has the memory of a goldfish and can't remember that Peroty told him last week that he wasn't going to be here.
This is literally every time I jump on.
Yeah.
Hey, wake up. Come and get on the live stream. Okay.
Well, to be fair, if you had normal sleeping habits, you'd already be awake at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Dude, I've been actually practicing for when this baby arrives.
know.
I've had a couple of 3 nights. I think I've been up to like 3 and 4 a.m.
That's just the Monday for you, dude. That's not special. But yeah, that is the show. I have been Respawn. This has been Micah, and then everybody knows our night demon that we need to rescue from his job so that he can do this full time for us, for the benefit of us, the benefit of the community, and the benefit of all screaming children in the background, no matter how many doors are closed between the two of you.
Exactly.
So
are you doing the closer?
Help us out. No, that's all I'm going to do because I don't remember anything else. You can come hang out with us on our Discord, which is two Titans in 100 at Discord, yada yada. And then we have an email, which is like 2titans100 at hotmail.com if you prefer old school fax machines and whatnot.
So you are doing it.
That's all I got.
Well, you have to say thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you for joining us. That's right.
Your Titans this week are Night Demon and Micah. Your Hunter is Mr. No One Respawns in Real Life.
Shut up.
Your Law Scribe who is lost in the mists of work, I guess, and
Awesome.
hasn't been able to return to us to tell us any more about this season stuff or even next season stuff. And hopefully he'll listen to this, feel guilty, and then message me and say, do you want to record something so we can put it in the podcast? That would be Mr. Not Half. You can listen to us on all the fabulous places that you can actually get a podcast. You know, Apple, Google, Spotify. Apparently we're really popular on Spotify. You know, that's the thing. There's just anywhere that you can listen to podcasts, even on YouTube. There is a fantastic version on YouTube that has video that you can watch and see my terrible gameplay, which I record each week separate from the stream that I also do on a Wednesday. So I spend time recording clips of me playing really badly and then putting it to a podcast. So there is that to look forward to as well. You can email the show at twotitansandahunter@hotmail.com. You can join our Discord that's the Frozen thing, isn't it? Discord. I always forget.
Well, that's the Frozen Discord. Our Discord is Two Titans and a Hunter.
Yes, but you have to click the Frozen thing. Literally, hang on. It's always in the show notes, and I always miss it. So it is discord.frozen, and that's frozen with a 0.party. If you want to join our Two Titans and a Hunter Discord. If you want to become a patron, again, that's patreon.com, /TTAH. If you want to just chuck us $1, $1, £1, that's kofi.com/Two Titans and a Hunter, all one word. If you want to join the 100.io that we have going with the Guardian Hub, Guardian Down podcast, to find some groups to do some raids, some dungeons, or just do a thing in the game. So if you're new to the game, click on the link in our show notes. That is in there. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, TikTok. What else are we on? We're on all the different places, basically promoting
I still
the show.
can't believe we have a TikTok. That boggles my freaking mind.
all it is just like us promoting the show.
I don't care what it is. It's TikTok. I didn't ask what content we have on there. The fact that we have a TikTok is terrifying.
We also put out a video each and every week going over this week in Destiny for the upcoming week. So if you want to check that out, that is over on YouTube under our channel of Two Titans and a Hunter. Also, we do include that in the podcast as well, because we used to do that in the podcast at the beginning, but you know, if we know the information now, we might as well get it out as quick as we can to you. So it's in the YouTubes. So yeah, that's it. I think I've mentioned everything. I can't remember if I've missed everything because I'm just trying to do this off the top of my head. Because yeah, you can check out our sister podcasts at the Guardian Hub and the Guardian Down. I haven't got them linked in the show notes, but you know, you can go and search for them on whatever podcast platform you're on.
Yep, there you go.
And now it's time for deuces.
It's time for all of the deuces. Because I'm
number
deuced
two.
on.
I love number twos.
He dragged me to PvP against my will. Help! Help me!
Oh, you're enjoying yourself.
Micah, Jesus!
He's getting excited about
What?
being a parent.
It's like, so we've been ignoring it because it's like in the background, but it's getting louder and louder and louder, dude.
You're like,
Talking about nothing.
talk more.
Right? It's just getting like the longer we ignore it, the louder he gets. It's like the kid that screams louder and you're like, what? What do you want? What?
Literally just tell me because I don't know. Like I don't realize that my mic is close to my mouth.
Doesn't realise
I
that he's
really
eating his
honestly have
microphone,
no
ladies and
idea.
gentlemen.
Oh no, he's absolutely nom in that damn thing.